Lewis.
Who you talking about? Jimmy something? Jimmy Witherspoon? Nobody knew who he was.
Lewis.
Jimmy. Who's this Jimmy? Jimmy.
Lewis.
Jimmy. Who's this Jimmy?
Jimmy.
Who's this Jimmy?
Lewis.
Who's this Jimmy?
Just kept on doing.
Live from Pahrump, Nevada, the Valley of the Dirt People, it's Tech Talk Taco Tuesday with your hosts, Jimmy Lewis and Logan Tyler.
Not here, but Jimmy Tyler is.
Oh, we're live.
Yeah, it's live. It's a live show. No Logan either.
First day.
Yeah. Well, I got to get that audio interchanged, but why do it now? Why start at 7 o'clock when you can start at 6:50? Yep.
Yeah.
Welcome to Tech Talk Taco Tuesday, everybody. This is show number 262, if my math is right, because I actually uploaded episode 260 today. I'm working on 261. That makes this 262. My name is Jimmy Lewis. This is the show where we talk about, sometimes we talk about motorcycles and motorcycle-related products. And tonight, helping me out with the show, co-hosting, as is becoming quite regular, very much appreciated, Jimmy Tyler.
Thank you.
So this is a Jimmy Squared show at the moment. So welcome everybody. Thanks for joining in. We got an exciting episode. I don't know how I can say that because we don't have any segments planned. We're just going to talk about the things that matter. There's a good bit of echo, says one JB Black, who would be someone to criticize because he was here. He probably touched my soundboard. In fact, last week's show was a banger.
Yeah, I know.
And
I can't follow that.
Yeah, and
it's going to go bad.
And I was looking. My desk got kind of rearranged here because it's in such a state of perfection. Jerry was playing with a lot of things, and I thought he took back his. Favorite patch, but I still have it. I found it here. So the Fuck You Raven. So. Anyways, Jimmy Tyler.
Hey.
Welcome to the show. You're owner of a new motorcycle.
I am, yeah.
What'd you get?
Beta 390, same as the old one.
Another one?
Just a freshie, yeah.
Yeah. Was yours worn out?
No. It's for sale, so it's brand new.
Why did you not buy a Yamaha?
I got a Yamaha. I got a Tenere.
Okay, yeah. This show brought to you by Yamaha.
I want a 125, and that'll probably be a Yamaha.
I mean, Yamaha's putting the heat on. I can only say nice things about only Yamahas, and I can only have Yamaha-branded co-hosts, and you go out and buy a Beta, so this could,
Yeah, it doesn't
and
look
then
right.
Jerry's riding a Honda. We don't discriminate here.
No.
Yamaha likes the fact that we talk about all bikes. They support this show because, well, hopefully they'll keep, because we have a Yamaha soundboard right over here. And if I want to make this show better, no, I can't do that right now. Which one is it? Maybe this one. Let me check this. Yeah.
Oh, that was Satan's in the house.
Oh, this is coming through the Yamaha soundboard. So, yeah, it was. You can blow some things up here. I am not an expert at anything that I'm doing tonight except for answering the motorcycles stuff. So, mic down, I'm told. Mic down a little bit. Let me try to do that. There we go.
Okay,
there's this thing you can do in post-production now that, I can make it worse. Here, listen to this. Is that better? No?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Jerry's.
I can fix everything in post-production, it's like literally 2 buttons.
Well, you're 2 shows behind, but the weather's better, so you're riding.
Right. Hey, Vatos. That's from Victor.
Oh, no, Vatos.
So listen to this. I do this show called Tech Talk Taco Tuesday. And my guys that are here commenting on the thing, what do? They call me during the week instead of waiting till Tuesday night at around 7 o'clock when I'm free and clear for all your motorcycle product related questions. They ring me while I'm out riding, like when I'm trying to be doing my relaxing, when I'm in my vegetative state, we like to call it. And Victor has an XR400 Kickstarter problem. I answered that. Jerry is, we want to say, hypersensitive about his CRF 450X. Mm-hmm. He repossessed it. I don't think I've had a question since he took it back. But he wants to make sure it's getting the proper care and nurturing that it needs. And so he's very concerned about this. Yeah, so Now that we've made it sound better, everything's
Things are
working.
rolling.
So where did you pick up your bike at?
I got it from Gary, Sportsman Cycle,
Sportsman Cycle.
down in Las Vegas.
So I was wondering if, I think, because, this show is all about making large amounts of money, I was thinking since, you're a Sportsman Cycle guy, I could be a Sportsman Cycle guy because he does suspension work.
He does.
And so I think I'll
does.
make this deal like with Gary that every time I say Sportsman Cycle,
You
I get like $25 off suspension work.
off of some.
Because that way I have a lot of sets of suspension that would need Sportsman Cycle in Las Vegas, Nevada on Boulder Highway service, because I hear that Sportsman Cycle does some really good service work.
He does. Yeah, they do everything there.
And my guy in California is just a long ways away, so I
Yeah.
could go to Sportsman Cycle
Yep. Yep.
and I could just drop it right off, maybe 3 or 4 sets, and get it all serviced. Because I've got a setting already. I just need I put a few hours on this kit,
And it just needs
Sportsman Cycle,
Sportsman Cycle.
to tune it up.
Yeah.
We got
I mean, technically, it's dynamic dirt is the suspension side of
Okay.
that. But that's just, same place.
Okay, it's all in the
Gary.
same building.
Yeah, it's dynamic dirt is a suspension room in there.
Okay.
And
I have a suspension room here too.
Sportsman Cycle is the sales side of new bikes, Bader dealership, and all that.
Yeah, we got to get Gary back in. He was good.
Yeah,
When he-
Gary's
once
great.
once he warmed up.
He just got a couple trials bikes. He's been doing that.
Oh, I got one. I got
It's,
an old Gas 300. That's a fun trials bike. We have a Gas question someplace too that came across the line. We'll get to a little bit later. So if you have your questions, if you're watching live, which you can do every Tuesday night that we're on, at whatever time we decide to go on, because we do what we want, you just type it into the chat. And I know that's hard when you're watching on your TV. Sometimes you have to go to your phone, or maybe you're watching on your computer or your iPads, or however you, I don't know how to do it. I only make things. It's kind of like how I use this show, and that, like most of the way I treat social media, I treat it very much like a toilet. I go and I put stuff in the toilet, and then I flush it into the toilet, and it goes away. And then I don't ever go back in there and try to get anything out. But I know it goes someplace, and then you out there in the world can use it how you see fit. But if you want to be productive with that stuff, so you would just, however you consume this, just type the question in the chat. Mark Daniels says we're starting early again. He threw up some beers, which we did not have beer tonight. I think there's a shot glass in there. I got you covered, Mark. I got something right here. Actually, we'll talk about this in a minute. And there's some tacos, which this is Tech Talk Steak Tuesday. Thanks to my buddy Jimmy Tyler here, who brought some ribeyes.
Yeah.
Ribeyes?
Ribeyes.
Yeah, ribeyes. Those were good.
All right.
So, anyways, you type your question in, we answer it. If you're listening to this like at a later date, you can also type it in the comments, because whether they're captured on YouTube or on Facebook, that stuff all gets kind of aggregated. And when I actually have time and I'm doing my job the way I'm supposed to, we put it all on a piece of paper, and then I read those questions off. And I didn't exactly do that, but I know how to go fishing for those questions that I don't. If you're putting it in a toilet and flushing it back at me, I might get it. So just so you know, it's a two-way street there. The one thing we have a segment in the show called Taco Moto's Roosterendo.
All right.
That's a sponsored segment, and we had exactly one entry into Roosterendo this week. So guess who's going to win?
That guy.
That guy. But I'm going to make him an offer that he might be really impressed with when we get to his Roosterendo. And let's see, what other segment? Oh, we can, if you pay me enough money right now through, if you get me some money, I won't read a segment from Jerry's book called Coffee Brewed with a Graveyard Mist, which is a collection of poems that are intended to make you think.
Some gold in there.
They think a lot of different stuff, In fact, he dumb shit is what he read. It's from his
That's great.
unreleased book.
Ah, okay.
He read an excerpt from his unreleased books on last week's show, and I didn't exactly hear it during the show. I heard it a little bit, but I didn't get a chance to look at it and read it. I'm gonna Twitter book face post that thing out because he has it on large format so you could read it. It was good.
That's right.
It makes you think.
All of
and it
them
was-
I got to read twice, but
yeah,
I don't know if
you
that's because I'm dumb or there's so much thought into them. But
both.
yeah, I'm not a great reading comprehension.
So it gets you thinking because you can think about it on a lot of different levels. I mean, that's kind of what poetry is. I was never into it when I was a kid. You know, I hated poetry in school, and I hated having to write it. It's like kind of like it'd be like dancing naked in front of people. I think I don't know. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So his last one, maybe you have to go back. You know, I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to read last week's because that's why you have to go back and watch the episode that has not been posted on the YouTube universe just yet, but pretty good. So yeah, Garrett, you may be the only one who submitted a Roosterendo.
Yeah.
And I don't know exactly how you did that because I think it literally came in like while the last show was being broadcast live, because usually I'll get a barrage of them when I put it up on the podcast platforms and people will go, oh yeah, I need to do that, and then we'll get a bunch. So I'm sure we'll get a few more for the next show, but he did he did send one in. It's an interesting one. And the you know how I'm going to make him suffer? I'm not going to do it until a little bit later on in the show. And the other thing is you don't want to miss this because sometimes we explain to you, like if I said there's some extra little deal or something in there. On the last show, there was a guy who was going to win Gene Wood's racing experience, like some races there.
Right.
And the guy's in Reno, and I'm pretty sure he's paying attention most of the time. And I'm like, hey, reach out to us. And maybe he reached out to Jerry or Gene. He just bypassed me.
Around you.
But I said, hey, you got to do this like next week so I can take care of it, because if you do it in 3 or 4 weeks, I'm going to claim that I don't know who you are because I really don't remember.
Yeah.
And I want to, I can hardly remember what we do on the show now, let alone 2 weeks from now. And then I've had people that they've emailed me and said, hey, I won Roosterendo. And I'm like, when? And they're like, oh, like last week. And I'm like, we didn't even do a show last week. And then they go back and I'm like, oh, okay. So then I find out, like, no, they didn't win. They were just part of they were just one of them, and they tried to fool me. Let's see. Oh, Garrett says he loves watching, so he's here till the end. Well, that won't last very long. I mean, not this show, but the overall viewership. And Chris K says, Garrett, it happens. I won once, but was tied up that Tuesday. I fell for a Nigerian gift card scam.
Oh, Chris.
Oh, I was gonna. These are what tequila was this? Do you see what I poured in there?
Nope.
Tres Locos or something like that?
I think so.
Yeah, it's
Tasty.
yeah.
That's hard to chase after that bourbon. Man.
Well, yeah.
That bourbon one.
Frey Ranch.
Yeah.
Frey Ranch, if you're listening out there, you're not a sponsor, but you could be. Just like Sportsman Cycle and
Dynamic Dirt.
Dynamic Dirt. You don't even have to. You don't even have to agree to it. We'll just start. We'll run a check over here. What is it when you're at the casino and you're gambling and you go a little under and you
A check.
Yeah, run a check. We'll run a check for you.
Yeah.
And so, Frey Ranch, you can pay us with some of that bourbon, the farm strength.
Yeah, it's like what, 120?
It was 126,
Something like that.
and I think the other one was like 131. It's a Nevada company.
Yeah.
So no, they were not ribeye tacos, Victor.
No, Victor.
You don't waste a good ribeye in the tacos. So, okay. And then here's where I'm going to get confused, because now we've got a couple different Garretts checking in. What does Garrett Carlson want to know?
He wants to know. He was going to reach out and he apologizes, but he's moving. He's super busy. He would love to get the gift to give you. I would love for you to give the racing award I won last week to another winner. Oh, he wants to pay it forward.
Where are you moving?
Yeah.
No, Garrett, you already agreed to come and race me and Jerry. He's going to be the first recipient.
Okay.
Yeah,
he's the one.
Yeah, he won the best question last week.
Got you.
So, I think even though Gene's not here, I'm going to go ahead and throw another check out. If you come to Vegas and I can make it into Vegas, and you ask the best question, these so convoluted these contests that we make up on the fly. If you have the best question tonight and you want to race go-karts with me and Jerry at Gene Wood's, this is on Fremont Street. It's hard to find, but you've got to be able to find it.
They're Mario Karts, man. Those things are slippery.
Yeah, slippery and pretty good. So if you have the best question, we'll get you hooked up with a free race.
True drivers race, though. Those things you got to drive.
You got to drive them.
Just not.
It's not goofy, and the best part is that I'll get more practice, so I can maybe defend my my Hall of Fame championship. I don't like to talk about myself, but you asked.
But nobody asked.
I didn't? Oh, I just pulled this out myself? Huh? A champion of champions. Yeah. I might have to fend off some... there might be some guys that are good at this stuff. I'm glad that Sarah Price is not in that. Because I wouldn't want to get beat by a girl. Yeah. Okay. On to the... okay, Garrett. Yeah, hopefully you're moving... Yeah, you'll get it sorted out. We'll do the race. And I'm going to give it to somebody else anyways this week, just because best question gets a, and this question could happen whenever I post this episode up, which could be tomorrow and it could be in 3 weeks. So if you're listening to this on a podcast and you have a good question, that question will get on the next show, and then you could win that way. And I have no idea how I'm going to keep track of that, but it sounds good, and I'll say it. Dave Grunke says.
Drifty carts there, had a blast. Yeah, they are drifters, man.
And you have to do a fast lap time. You have to slide them just enough.
Yeah, you just can't mat it or getting into out of it.
You've got to do a certain amount of your pre-turn in a slide, and then get the cart straightened out. And Gene's so good at it, and he's got a really good racing background. He was just teaching me so much about like kind of the feel, like what you should feel in the steering. Isn't this a motorcycle podcast? Yeah. I like dirt bikes a lot.
His cart comes from a different...
Oh, well, I've driven his cart. Yeah, his goes to 11 for sure. But it's hard. It's still hard to control. Anyways, by the way, speaking of Gene, Gene is also the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, and this is a hot shoe that they give away to people in need. And so it's a 501c nonprofit, and you can always donate to that. But the best thing is go to the ceremony. It's free. That's the best thing about it.
It's fun.
It's free. You pay for your own drinks if you're getting drinks. You can get a free sandwich.
Super cool.
But you get to see like heroes and legends, lots of cool people, because Gene has so many friends in the industry, especially if you're into the speedway and the flat track, and that carries over into road racing, it carries into off-road racing, it carries off into motocross. So I think if you stood in autograph lines 20 years ago and were kind of bummed that maybe you didn't get that kind of interaction, those guys are generally there. A lot of those guys are there, and they're more than happy to shake your hand. And I got to talk to Kevin Schwantz last time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that was pretty cool, because I'd raced Supermoto with him a long time ago, and it was just interesting that and we were just sitting there BSing about old times,
right?
and we're all just regular people.
For sure. Yeah. But you want to get close to those guys. There's the spot, and there's some legends there, man.
Yeah. So come and check that out. What else do we have going on? What else was in that? You know what? What's that Trevor Hunter clown doing? Because Dirt Bike Test. This is the website that we have. So this Tech Talk Taco Tuesday is a Dirt Bike Test production, and the Dirt Bike Test entered the industry race at the Glen Helen 24 Hours.
Yeah.
And there was a team from some little magazine called Motocross Action. There was the Cycle News group had a team. There was a lot of media industry in this class, and guess who won?
the boys from DBT.
DBT.
Yes, they
So
did.
yeah, I don't know if Swap Moto had anything like that, or there's a Kiefer. I don't know if he had anything. I don't know. They probably don't even stand a chance to even be able to come to one of these things, let alone finish it. But congratulations to everybody in the arena. We and I like to say we because I had nothing to do with it. We kicked your ass, and so when you're getting your Moto Media information, you should take it from the trusted source that not only goes out and does it properly. We kick everybody's ass. I should get Trevor on the horn to clarify all that to make sure I'm accurate because I'm pretty.
So since I got a quick question.
Yes.
Since we're talking about the 24-hour, for how hard that is on a bike, just always getting fresh riders. Glenn Helen gets GP track gets absolutely beat after 24 hours. What other race is kind of truly got to be as mechanically sound bike as that? Is there another test that's close to that, or is the Baja with the 1000, let's say, that's coming up here? I would say that's not as hard.
Similar in just
it's a lot less time.
The Baja 1000.
Yeah,
It depends on. It depends on. I mean,
yeah.
I think I want to try to think when like our winning time was 21 hours, something like that. Yeah, but like they just had one up in Washington called Starvation Ridge.
Yes.
And there's one back in Alabama. There are 24-hour races, and
Sure.
We just did the Fast 440 last year.
Yeah.
That was not very hard on equipment.
No.
No.
Well, for one, we were using a bunch of different bikes.
Yeah.
So, your bike was running an hour and a half versus same bike for the same 24 hours.
I think Glen Helen, as far as is, it can be a beater because it's generally not muddy, which the mud can be really bad too, but it's dusty, and the dust, I mean, that most of the prep failures have to do with air filters and dirt getting in. Broken wheels is a big thing. And then electrical issues from
Lighting.
Poor lighting installation.
Yes.
And then there's the kind of the tire failures, but those can be remedied. In fact, one of the things that Trevor was doing during that event was doing a moose test. They had 4 different mooses, so they were going to run each one.
Mm-hmm.
Let me do the math here. 24 divided by 4 is a six, something like that. So they were gonna run each tire setup for a certain length of time, and then he was gonna took pictures, measured them. He's gonna pull it out, part of a big moose kind of comparison that we are working on. I'm the durability. I'm the guy that goes out and runs them at 100 miles an hour for 15 minutes. to see what happens.
Your big sketchy loop out there,
wide open, KTM 500 wide open in a big circle on a dry lake bed. It's as tight as a circle as you can do.
It's way tighter than I would do.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
So the Gotland Grand National, JB Black says.
I don't know.
I think that's the. It's like a Grand Prix someplace in Poland.
Oh.
I think it's kind of in a swamp mine / thing. I think there's stuff from that floating around the internets right now. Got a question from Chris K.
Okay. Chris, if you could build the perfect trail bike by mixing parts from 3 current models, which parts would you pick and why?
So trail bike. I'm wondering if I'm riding it right now. Well, so in my world, I was this weekend I was riding my freshly rebuilt 2019 KTM 300T PI bike that I put a piston in it just because I wanted. I've not used a Wiseco piston for many years in a 2-stroke, so I threw one of those in it and broke it in riding around here, and then took it up the mountains and put 3 hours on it this weekend. And that bike was so good. And my buddy Dave was riding his 2020, or it might be 21. And we actually had to swap one time because I have the newest Recluse clutch in mine. And I've gotten so used to them. I was wondering, and I let it lug down so low, and I was wondering whether it was slipping or not. So he has standard clutch in there. So hey, let's switch bikes. And because it had the regular clutch in there, and a minute, the thing has so much torque, his bike. They both do. I let the clutch out. And I was just amazed at how light his bike felt compared to mine. I have a little bit bigger tank, but it just kind of went. I mean, it went with like not a I released the clutch properly and everything, but just my Recluse has that little bit of slip where I let it out, and this thing just had that little bit of everything. The steering is lighter, and it's amazing how two bikes that are a couple years apart, a year apart, a couple years apart, can feel so much different. And then we started talking about like, hey, which one's better for what we're doing? And because so perfect trail bike would be a 300 two-stroke.
Yeah.
Always for me at my weight for sure 300. I was going to say or a 250 or a 200. Okay, but it's two-stroke for trail bike for me.
Mm-hmm.
If I was going to do anything else,
whose suspension would you put on it? He's giving you 3 bikes to go. Would you?
I would probably. If Kayaba made a PDS.
That's the thing with you.
How about that?
Yeah.
How about a Kayaba PDS?
Yeah. Okay.
And if I could get I would say the Kayaba. This is we're shooting for the moon here. The Kayaba progressiveness in an open chamber style fork.
Okay.
So
yeah.
But
steel frame, aluminum frame.
Air fork
for trail. Yeah.
Well, because the weight, the light feel. This is what
they do work good going down steep hills and stuff like that.
Yeah, because they're super progressive.
Yeah.
So I like this. I got a Kayaba PDS.
Steel frame or aluminum frame off of?
Aluminum.
You go for an
I would go aluminum.
Like
just I can tell
like
that
Yamaha spine frame
extra little bit of precision. It would be my. You know what it would be? It would be my 2005 YZ125 with a 300 motor in it and a PDS rear shock.
Okay, that's a fantastic answer.
Because that's the frame. That's the aluminum frame I want.
The spine frame.
The Yamaha aluminum frame. That's a good question.
That was a great question.
Yeah. So Chris K, you are winning right now the question of the week. If you ever come into Vegas and your question whole, I don't know if anybody's going to beat that question because that's a good question. I had a good time thinking about that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm starting to go, well, could I make the chassis a little bit smaller? And the reason I said YZ125 is because of how light it feels, and that frame just does feel lighter. But if I could make it just a little bit smaller, kind of like when you go to the Beta X Trainer.
Yeah, yeah.
Because then you can as long as you're not like racing it.
Yeah, as long as
you can ride the crap out of it. You just can't like race it because those smaller chassis and if you can't send it into something because that's where the bigger chassis the stability helps. But yeah, that'd be something like that. So Jerry's saying the Sweden race, the Gotland Enduro is hella mud abuse.
Yeah.
That's pretty. Yeah, that could be pretty.
Yeah, mud's really hard on.
Yeah, because I did a 4-day ISD qualifier in Oklahoma, in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and we changed brake pads about 5 times a day, and sprocket and chain every day, and they were worn out.
Roads, yeah.
Yeah, the brakes sometimes you pull them off, and the KTM ones at the time were kind of bad, but lucky you just pushed them and pulled a pin out. They were 2 seconds to get in out, but they were they were orange. The calipers were actually orange. I remember those things. They would wear out, but that had that grindstone, the lapping compound mud.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
And Chris says for him it would be an X Trainer 300. So there we go with Brembo brakes, cone valve forks, and a bigger gas tank.
Yeah, that's a good.
It's funny how we're both coming from different directions. I went kind of competition race bike, and he came up and turned the X Trainer and started bringing it back in a thing. But yeah, so
and he's right. X Trainer doesn't have. Yeah, he could use brakes if you were really pushing for it.
Right. Well, I didn't realize how bad I had noticed the gas brakes were.
Logan's always crying about his.
Oh really? Well, at Glen Helen, I came down the downhill. The very first time I came down the downhill, I'm squeezing for my life going, I'm going to go flying over this berm.
You're not going to make that.
And yeah, it wasn't, and it got to the point where I think even I started like warming the brake up like a little bit before I would normally get on it, because I felt like there was some of that maybe going on. And it's all the same component, it's, I don't want to say exact same components, but how come, like, and I don't want to say it's better or worse, because it depends on the rider, because if you're really ham-fisted with your brakes, like, you're not going to like the brake setup that some people like. Like, I don't like ones that are too
Jabby.
The original, the KTMs were like that. If you came from Japanese bikes, you went to a KTM, the KTM was way too aggressive. And then as we started getting used to the KTM, the Japanese had to bring their game up, because some people said, oh, the KTM has the strongest brakes. Like, no, they're too strong. And I think KTM tapered theirs, and the Japanese got theirs a little bit better. But, so that brake tech stuff, is it just there's more flex in there, or the components aren't that, because it can be piston diameter sizes in the caliper, in the master cylinder.
Yeah, there's some loss there or something on them.
Yeah.
Oh.
What does Richard Strasser want to know? From the YouTubes.
Yeah. What's the best way, strongest, most reliable, not the easiest, best way to tap into wires? Adding extra lights on my ADV bike, I need to tap the high beam wires so lights go full bright when the brights are on. Scotch lock. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Okay, so if you're asking the best way, the most reliable, cut the wires, fray it, wind them back together, and solder it.
Yeah.
And then put a heat shrink, set it up so you can throw the heat shrink back on top of it, so it's all super sealed back up, and it's a good connection. You can use some of those clips and stuff, but those clips are really prone to corroding, and I don't know like what other I'm pretty sure there's some really fancy stuff that you can get, but generally nothing beats a good old fashioned soldered together.
They even make the ones that you melt, and their solder's in the band.
Yep. Oh,
they shrink tube. There's a little
you
solder
can
that
just
melts
use a heat
in there.
gun. Yep.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah, I almost like if it was a bike I was going to race in Baja and the lights need to work all night, or in the Glen Helen 24-hour, I would solder everything together and make sure it was. And it really depends on kind of even some point, like, what bike are you doing this on, Richard? Because like the KTM wires are super thin and brittly and stuff, and then it's like, oh, at that point, do I even want to increase, the make the whole wire a little bit more robust? Some of the KTM wiring, I would, like, especially for lights, I would go direct, like, as long as my battery's getting the right kind of charge, I would go just directly to the battery.
Yeah, I feel like he wants to run it off the switch that is already there, I guess, is why he's doing that.
Oh,
rather than add a switch.
Got a troll, don't we?
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
Turret Destroyer.
Let's see.
Should we read them?
They're going right up in the chat, so we can always do that. See, his boyfriend lost a testicle in a chainsaw accident. I was using a chainsaw this weekend. And he wants to know which man he should marry. Let's see. A gerbil is trapped. And he can't get out. Let's see. Those are good questions. Those are for another show, Tara, that I don't do. I wonder. I bet you there's a way that I can get rid of them. But I'm going to give him one more chance to make a good question.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I have it. Let's see. Dave Ritter.
Solder stick connectors seem to work pretty good. I don't know if that's the ones I was talking about. I don't know the true name of them.
Yeah, and then Richard.
But it sounds like similar to what I'm talking about.
Yep, and Richard's KTM 890.
KTM.
Yeah, they're thin. Yeah. So
I never tap into that. I try to run its own switch off the battery. I just put a fan on my bike last night, and that's just how I do it.
Yeah. Sometimes, and it just kind of depends on how comfortable you are doing that kind of stuff, and the experience, and just especially when it, like, I remember when my BMW went to a CAN bus system. Holy F, that was then it's like nothing then you screw up the whole system.
Oh, yeah, there's one wire that makes all that thing work.
Yep. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
KTM wiring is undersized for the high output of the LED and HID lights, says Mark Daniels. So, yes, that's what I was saying. On the KTMs and stuff, when you start pulling all that extra amperage through the small wire, it can be a little bit overwhelming. Generally, the manufacturer of the lights will warn you of this if they're a good quality light manufacturer. Just to know, if you're buying the cheap Chinese ones, good luck.
They're going to use more power for what you get, too.
Yep.
For sure, the cheaper ones.
Yeah.
You do get more light per amp, watt, whatever.
Yeah, I'm not even an electrician. Let's see. We're going to go to our YouTube comments.
Okay.
See if we have some of these things up here. So,
Yeah.
DEFCON Supply 3990. He's talking about our KX 250F first test. So if you're wondering, Dirt Bike Test, the channel you're watching this on the YouTubes or whatever, we have a website. It's real easy. It's www.dirtbiketest.com. You go there and there's all kinds of information. In fact, I just put up a TTR 50 test that I actually didn't do myself, which is kind of strange.
Weird.
That I might put up during our commercial break when I need to go take a leak and put up there. Still waiting for Trevor to call in about the amazing victory. But anyway, so DEFCON, he says, I have a 2024 with a Recluse auto clutch, a GPR stabilizer, and a few protection items. Mine needs a lower first gear and a taller top gear. If in top gear, my TE150 runs off from it. In twisty flowing with elevation changes, the Kawasaki is excellent, but if you have races with fire roads and grass tracks, it needs more flat-out top speed. I totally agree with him. I haven't ridden that particular bike, but I know that it's a motocross bike, and when I complain about motocross bikes being ridden off-road, which, yeah, they put an 18-inch wheels and stuff on it, that is the number one thing, is the transmission. It's probably the hardest thing to really be able to change, because you can take your suspension to a suspension guy, you can usually drop a bigger tank on it, but changing the gear, other than just changing the sprockets, external sprockets, final drive, getting that proper gear ratio, and this is what makes the Yamaha FX line such a good cross-country bike. Because this show brought to you by Yamaha, but if you're thinking about, I want an off-road bike, but I want a motocross bike, but you want to blend them, the FX line has on the 250, it has the 6-speed transmission, and it's got plenty of range, but the 450 has a wide ratio, and that's what the difference is in there. On the Yamahas, the FX and the WR have wide ratio transmissions, or actually semi-wide transmission ratios in it. They're not like wide to where they become gappy. Especially on the 450s, they're the best 5-speed transmissions that I've ever ridden, and I don't think that you could do better than that. And I've actually had discussions with them because they know how good their 5-speed is, and they're like, do we really need to go to a 6-speed? And I'm like, it wouldn't hurt, because you could add one on top or one on the bottom and just get that much more range. Don't change that.
Don't give up that.
Or you could just tighten it up ever so slightly in the middle. But that is the disadvantage of some of the, call them X bikes.
Yeah.
That is, the transmission ratios are not exactly optimized, and it's literally a cost saving feature. So what is Stuart D?
How to easily grease a KTM swing arm bearing. Hey KTM, put a grease nipple on this in production, but they won't, because they want the dealers to make money.
Okay.
So,
well,
I mean, I would hope they want their dealers to make money. That's beside the point.
Yeah. You could put a grease nipple on it. You could drill a hole and put a grease nipple in there. So we did a kind of a little a quick how-to on how to grease the swing arm bearing. Those are the needle bearings that, especially when they dry out, and this is why you want to do it
Well before that.
Well before that, because when they dry out, then it's a real trick to get all those suckers back in there.
Yeah, I do about 80% is all I do. Yeah, I get all done, and there's that one on your finger in the blue tub. One
what about the one that went in the middle? Because there's 2 needle bearings, one on each side. What about the one that went in the middle? That you're looking everywhere for it? That guy?
Yeah. Don't worry about that guy.
Yeah. So I don't know that they don't put it on because of. I think it's cost. It's another step and it's another piece. I think that it's weight. KTM hates anything extra weight. It's susceptible to be broken off, and then it becomes way more problematic. And so it's like, just don't do it, and then nobody will notice except for Stuart.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, question for you. You have a brand new bike.
Yeah.
What have you done to it since has it been ridden?
Yeah, I went and rode it once. It's got rid of the tires immediately.
What did it have?
Them Euro spec Maxxis.
Okay,
like
the Maxxis short knobby. Yep.
I didn't have mooses and stuff like that, so I got rid of those and actually I put a Trail Tech fan on it and my flex bars, and I got pegs for it, but I'm not going to put them on there. The new pegs on the race editions look pretty good.
Yeah.
But that's it. I'm putting a fan on it. I got to spring it for my chunky butt.
Well, you're losing weight.
Yeah, but not that much.
No, you're not going to get down to the 180 range? Okay.
No.
Are we past that? Can we never go back there?
I don't think I can. I have been trying as hard as possible, and I've lost 30 pounds, and they just don't come off anymore.
Okay.
I ain't going to a gym.
Okay.
But so Gary put Dynamic Dirt did the suspension.
Is that Sportsman Cycle?
Sportsman Cycle
on Boulder Highway in Vegas?
Boulder Highway, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta start keeping track of these.
Yeah, how many?
Gotta write them down.
Yeah, for sure. We worked up to a t-shirt and a hat, right?
Oh well, no, that costs money. You have to pay that. That's $50 per show to wear the t-shirt and hat. Actually, since it is sponsorship negotiation season, I don't know if you're paying attention here. I mean, you wouldn't need to pay that much attention, but just in case.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, well, and we were talking about doing some racing. We were talking about racing.
Yeah, let's do some woodwork.
Yeah, so I don't know if the resume season is done at Woodworks.
No, it's not.
Because I know everybody else at Woodworks seems like they have a new bike. We just were talking about this.
Yeah, it's.
I don't have a new bike. I mean, you didn't notice that?
Oh.
But I can just show up and ride all your bikes.
Yeah, we got Freshie sitting there.
125.
Got 125, 250. Got the new Charles bike.
There's Charles bikes in the mix
Charles
too.
bike comes up today over there.
Okay, just so you know, so that costs more money.
A lot of generators.
Than going to Sportsman Cycle and getting my suspension done at Sportsman Cycle.
Yeah. He's actually got a little trials set up in the back you can play on too.
I can practice.
Yeah, you can practice some trials in the back of the shop now.
I will probably.
And you know that neighborhood's pretty fun to watch what's going on around there.
Well, I heard his Instagram account is mostly not people there to learn about
motorcycles. He puts up some
motorcycles.
great bike videos and stuff, but when the homeless get in a fight and stuff, it's way better. It gets them all the clicks or whatever.
All right, so follow Sportsman Cycle on the Instagrams, TikToks. I don't do the TikToks yet.
Yeah.
Some kids told me that China was trying to spy on me, and now I'm scared.
All they're going to know is how many dirt bikes you look at in a day.
Dude, since I've said bad stuff about AI, I know they're controlling AI. Here's where I think, and don't think I'm a conspiracy theorist, because I know AI is going to come after me first, and I know how they're going to get to me. Is they're gonna go through my phone and try to get into my ECUs and my motorcycles.
They want your maps, huh?
They want they first want my maps, and then they're gonna snap my ECUs so my bikes don't run. But luckily, I'm pretty sure that the Yamaha Power Tuner app, the show brought to you by Yamaha, the Power Tuner app, which is free, it's probably the best thing about those YZ4 strokes. And now I can actually lock my bike. I can make it so it.
Yeah, that's
a cool new feature. So you can if you have
the kid got straight F's lockout.
Well, he's in homeschool, and like F's are like that's
fine. Yeah,
that's good because they actually if you take if you take the F and you make the top part longer and you fold the middle part of the F over, it looks like an A, and then Chet Lawrence is doing fine.
I think he'll be all right.
I don't. There, I have a lot of feelings on homeschooling. just the antisocial nature. You got to.
Yeah.
They should have to go for like a year just to learn how to not be snotty little punks.
Yeah, that corner of it.
Yeah, there's that. Okay, so we've got a question about 2026 gas info from another Jimmy Rippey.
Jimmy Rippey. That's definitely not me. Jimmy, is Gas going to have 0 SX, MX riders and 0 off-road riders for 2026? I know KTM Corp issues are the cause. It just seems a little odd that no one is really discussing it, or am I just full of it? Thanks. Jimmy Rippey in the middle of Missouri.
Oh, Jimmy, I haven't, since we don't really talk about racing and stuff that much, it's more of a technical show. I haven't been paying enough attention to this to know.
I've seen nothing either, but I would.
You haven't seen that I'm pretty sure.
I mean,
so they
Troy
did.
Lee guys went to Ducati. So
Right, yeah, Troy Lee went to
happen.
Ducati. That's not there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to still have some kind of sub support teams. I know that they just completely eliminated their world trials effort, so they're no longer doing world championship trials effort. And I think they were runner up this year, but so they're out of that. And even before KTM was in financial trouble, they were starting to reposition the brands a little bit.
Yeah.
And it was funny because initially I thought they were gonna get rid of Husqvarna because they quit calling it. It went to Husqvarna. It went to mobility.
Yes.
They started using mobility in their thing, and they've always had those kind of funky kind of cross
The Svetlana
branded.
Those.
The Svelten or the Volvo. And urban commuting things, and they were kind of trying to play around with the electric stuff. So they've always been kind of, and maybe they saw the future of where their finances were, and it's like, hey, we need to do something about this.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really need to be racing 3 brands that are exactly the same, but if you have 3, they're not exactly the same, but they're all kind of under the same umbrella. But if you want to have a presence with those things, you've got to do something with them, and racing supercross and motocross is the number one thing you can do. It's like being in Formula One. It's like being in MotoGP.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you're not selling that stuff, but your name's out there.
Yeah, your recognition.
The crazy cool thing about our sport is you are selling this stuff, or so and we don't have in the United States, we don't have quote works bikes. But I could see in a world, and this is where I really think they need to get rid of that whole production rule, because
do you think so?
I never liked it.
Oh, okay.
And people say, oh, it's a cost thing, and if they unlimited it, then Honda would just win everything or whatever. But hey, look at Dakar. There's no production rule there,
and there's plenty of competition.
And they've got competition and stuff. And Hero does not make motorcycles that you can buy, and they're racing in Dakar. The KTM factory rally bikes, they do a limited production run of those things, but they're not the same as the rally bike.
Way.
And even Honda's starting to do, a production-based program. But anyways, we're getting really sideways off the topic. It's marketing. And so I don't know where gas is going. I kind of liked it that they positioned the brand as a slightly lower cost bike.
Mm-hmm.
Amazingly, some of the characteristics of the gases were better than the KTMs and better than the Huskies, which meant for me they were better. They were different.
Yeah.
Because some people the brakes weren't on that one.
No.
But I don't know.
If it was me, I would get rid of Husky simply because Gas does have trials bikes, and now you got that whole corner of bikes that they KTM don't have, and they got riders that cross over. And they can't have them riding a, off-brand.
Yeah, Anthony Zucca appears. Hey, Jimmy.
Hey, Anthony.
Hey, Anthony. Hey, you know what this Jimmy did? He rode the Can-Am today.
Yes, I did.
What'd you think?
That's pretty torquey, man.
Yeah.
It don't have a rear fender on it no more.
No, I'm like, what? I didn't see it come back. It's got some dented rims, though.
You tacoed that rim.
Yeah, when a bike that heavy hits a rock like that, that kind of stuff happens.
Tuesday,
So yeah, Anthony. My next video project after I do the TTR 190, no 110. Because I started on a TTR 90. I need to get the
That's
TTR 110 video done.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
a solid feeling bike.
and I probably have enough to do that. Oh, I know I have enough to do the Can-Am. I want to do a little bit more range stuff with it. I was gonna try to ride it to Vegas. I think I might be able to make it to Woodworks,
Okay.
but then I don't
We'll
want
plug
to.
in.
I don't, yeah, for 4 or 5 hours. It takes a
We'll
lot.
teach you how to
Well,
chisel on doors.
What? I know. Maybe I can get a free motorcycle. Yeah, just over there working on that. I mean, I should be able to hang in the. No, I don't know if I can hang in the back. Those guys probably thump me, take me in the corner, and beat me up.
Yeah, it's a rough place back there, man. I try not to go back there.
Old Link, he'd say,
Yeah.
"You show me in the motorcycle world. Welcome to the door. Welcome to the door world, young man." Yeah, I lost my train of thought again. So we had.
How is the health of KTM? Any better news coming out of there?
I don't know.
I mean,
we were talking about just news in general.
I noticed that you can't get them blowout bargain deals on bikes like Logan got on his.
That's coming to an end.
That must mean a sign of them not just needing a flux.
That's
so much inventory or something.
Couple years of inventory that they finally are depleting
Right.
down and getting to manageable levels. But just like we were talking about news, you see that people that are just looking for a headline and a story, and it's like their CEO says if we can get it made in China or India, we're going to get it made there. Well, guess what?
That's not.
They've been doing that. They've been doing that forever. I mean, that's nothing new.
No.
They have, they have a level of quality that they would definitely like to keep. Are they going to be able to, keep it there? Or, as I'm not worried about initially I wouldn't be worried about just KTM. I'd be worried about the vendors that relied on KTM to stay in business, and now KTM didn't necessarily pay 100% of their bills, and now they're relying on these vendors again to produce stuff. And how would you feel if you'd been screwed? Maybe you're more looking at hey, we make stuff for Beta too, and these guys have always paid their bills. Or I don't know how the business climate is. I don't know, but I'm just saying if that's what was going on, I wouldn't be worried about it.
I can tell you one thing: if you do want to go back into those doors, it's gonna not be an easy door open to you if you leave with owing them money. The wheels and the tires as guys and just all that.
Or if they, or is there no other game in town? You make the plastic for KTM or for certain models or something like that. And I know there was a while there, and I'd have to check on this. Acerbis couldn't sell the current model's plastic for a couple of years. It would only be sold through Power Parts.
Sure.
And so all of a sudden, they kind of put a squash in that. Say, hey, if you want our OEM business, you got, and that the OEM business is huge and consistent.
Sure.
And I guess now that's not the case anymore. I think they can sell the current model stuff. So who knows? It's business, and I just like riding dirt
I would
bikes.
guess it's doing better than it was just off of.
You think that the KTM business is doing better?
It's better. I mean, I wouldn't say it's great, but I would just off of what I guess. I don't know inside or nothing, but
I haven't.
They're not blowing away bikes for nothing. You're not selling new 450s for $6,000.
No, and some brands are.
Yeah, there's some.
Yeah. So there's deals out there to be had. It may not be exactly what you want, but that's like anything. When it's not the latest greatest, then it's on sale.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you want, Anthony? Hey, you got two Hey Jimmys and
Hey Jimmy.
nothing else. I wonder if he's trying to call me or something like that, because my phone doesn't necessarily ring. I don't know. I don't pay attention to this stuff.
How do you
Very
like
well.
that Triumph out there?
The
electric thing. I don't know.
the Can-Am.
I'm sorry.
You got me confused. The Triumph.
I don't know why I call it a Triumph.
Well, because I'm going to supposedly get in a Triumph off-road bike here pretty
Yeah,
soon.
we talked about that as well.
I like it. I mean, as an urban commuter.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's peppy. It feels like it's built like a tank. It reminds me of a BMW / Honda build quality. It doesn't feel like a Chinesium
No, it does not.
electric bike. It's
Feels
definitely
very-
not like
rolls well, smooth.
it's not a Sur-Ron in that the drivetrain.
Yeah.
It's all encapsulated. You know, it's belt driven inside of I think it's belt driven or gear belt driven inside of a shaft or
Like a single-sided swing arm, like a
yeah. I don't know.
maybe it's a shaft.
Yeah, what is that? Can't remember. So, yeah, I think range is a problem, but you know it has the two-way throttle, so it's regenerative.
Mm-hmm.
That's super interesting. The more I played with it, especially for kind of fun goofing around commuting stuff, like I just quit using the brakes. I was able to do everything with my right wrist. You know, accelerate, decelerate.
So that's why the throttle rolls forward?
Yeah,
I
it
didn't
goes-
do that. Okay.
Yeah, so if you roll it forward, and the problem is it's not progressive. It's kind of on off.
Yeah.
It needs to be progressive, just like a throttle, because that way you could do really fun stuff. If you could, because right now if you set it to the highest level and you chop it in the dirt, it'll get you a little slide going. And if I could play around with that,
It could be.
holy crap! Got to follow up. Mark Allen, alert! Hold on a second.
Okay. Oh, the more you know.
The more you know. So last week he had a 2024 FE501, and he was asking a lot of questions and stuff. And I absolutely told him. I said, I've never seen a broken decompression thing on a KTM, 500cc engine. And guess what? Broken decompression assembly.
Okay.
So call me the guy who's giving you bad advice on the internet, just like everybody else. So, Mark, my question is, did it snap at the pivot point, like on the L shape of that where the counterweight is, or did the spring go bad? Those are my questions, because that's I told him that don't even look there. It wouldn't be the problem.
I hate that.
I really did.
Yeah.
I've never seen that. And I wondered how the hell would that thing break? You know, I've heard of like, you know,
Are they like centrifugal?
so it's centrifugal. It's got a weight on on the cam, on the exhaust valve, on the exhaust lobe. It has a little lifter that will, when the weight, because it's centrifugal, when it falls back to center, it keeps that lobe elevated so that it opens the valve on the compression stroke a little early. Mm-hmm. And so as soon as it starts spinning, it doesn't take much. That weight flings out and goes away. So I'm sure he'll get back to us and let us know what that is. But bad on me. That almost wins the question of the week.
Yeah.
No, that's called the host of the show an idiot. That's how that one works. But always good to learn this kind of stuff, because I never see it happen. Okay, so we're back to, let's roll all the way back to your bike. Are you going to pull anything apart and grease anything on that Beta?
You know, I did my last one because that's kind of my thing, and I decided that not for a while.
Okay.
It comes with the amount of grease I use.
Yeah.
Because a lot of things come kind of under greased in my opinion, or kind of a too thin of a grease.
Okay.
I did it on my 2000, I think it's a 23 Beta, and I went, I'm not doing that on this one.
Okay.
Because I am pretty good about putting my grease in the neck, the
Yep.
pivot, not the, that
Linkage.
linkage. I mean, and I guess that's about it. But no, I'm not maybe 50 hours or so.
Yeah, and they the European bikes in general come with pretty good seals around most of those things, and as long as you don't abusively pressure wash them. Mark just got back to
No,
us.
I'm not guilty of that.
The end of the weight fractured, allowing the decompressor arm lever to fall out of the assembly. So, did that fall down into the engine?
Yeah, that's the scary thought.
Down the camshaft. That is scary. Well, because he'd been riding it. Oh, he made a YouTube short showing it under this username. Let me see if I can watch.
Yeah,
I should be able to go. I know how to use YouTubes. Let's see here. I'm going to try my best. Maybe we can bring it up on the show. This would mean I'm an expert at. Let's see if I just try his.
Oh, you got too many R's in there.
Oh yeah. Okay. That's probably a special guy. Let's see here. Are you, you rip on a guitar? I see that, and you're good on a saxophone. It's doing. Is that AI or something like
click
that?
on his name
Over
over
here?
there?
Let me see if I can. What it'll do here.
Oh.
This is why you need a professional. No, I don't want to block this guy. This guy's good. Yeah. Let's see. I will go. You know what? If I could just click on it. The problem is I'll click on something and then it'll start doing other crazy stuff. There's lots of.
Yeah, Mark. All it's given us is your name, Mark Allen, on your.
Dude, you're ripping on a guitar, but you look like a bum. You're a full hobo. We could do it. Let's see, Moto.
Dude, KTM, whatever.
Moto. Oh, it's gonna be Husky.
Oh, it's 501.
Yeah, FE 501. Let's try that. Doing our best here.
Yeah.
It's looking for it. Here we go. No, that's some other dude. No, that's somebody trying to sell one of those things. Wow, look at that 160-hour view. That's a beautiful photo that guy put there. Hey, look at this.
Yeah.
Kid tested.
Whose kids are those?
Chris Wu.
Oh, cool.
Tech Talk Taco Tuesday number 4 comes up.
Okay.
I wonder how horrible that show was.
That was from the bar. Sure was.
From the bar. You know what, Mark? I'm going to put that on. I'm going to look at it during our break,
Yeah.
I think. Mark Murray has some stuff. Look at Dirt Bike Test. Look at those fat dudes in the Dirt Bike Test t-shirts.
Yeah.
There's a lot of crazy stuff. KTM, this guy. KTM. There's a lot of stuff on the YouTubes. I don't rip nothing but motorcycles, says Mark. Oh, it's a short. That's a whole different. That's a whole different thing. Those are hard to find.
I don't know what that means.
YouTube knows that I don't look at shorts, so it never feeds them to me. But here's shorts right here. Wait a minute. Did you get 47,000 views? No, that's the. Let's see here. Wait, Husky? No, Rebuild. A lot of stuff. You should have put it on Facebook so I can. There's show more. Hold on.
Maybe put in.
Mark. Oh wait, here we go. Here we go. We're getting something.
there it
There it
is.
is. We found it.
We got her.
I'm so good on the internet.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can bring this up. I think. Let me see what happens
So this
if
is
I
a
go.
follow-up video to my hard starting problem with my Husqvarna FE500. Took the
That's
valve
Mark.
cover off, and
I'm
right
gonna
away
pause this guy.
we noticed that the decompression arm is sitting outside of the weight where it's not supposed to be, and it looks like the weight actually broke on the end because this is supposed to be sitting in there,
Yeah. Sure.
retained by a piece of metal on the other side of that little cam there.
Okay, I'm gonna have to watch that
So,
again because I'm trying to
this
control
should still
the.
be under warranty, so I'm going to take this to the dealer and see if we can
Oh,
get this
yeah.
repaired.
Okay. Oh,
So this is a follow-up video to my hard starting problem with my Husqvarna FE500. Took the valve cover off, and right away
look at this! I'm
notice
getting it
that
on the
the
show.
decompression arm is sitting outside of the weight where it's not supposed to be,
There we go.
and
Look at that.
it looks like the weight actually broke on the end because this is supposed to be sitting in there,
That's got to be a pure parts failure, right?
retained
Oh,
by a piece of metal on the other side of that little cam there.
yeah. I'm.
So this should still be under warranty, so I'm going to take this to the dealer and see if we can get this repaired.
Okay. So let me
So this
pause
is a
this here.
follow-up video to
Upper
my
left.
Now I
hard
need
starting
upper left.
problem with
Hover
my-
over it. Yeah. That upper left.
Right there. Okay. So go back to this thing here. There we go. Make the camera work. Yeah, I'm trying to remember how that thing is retained in there. That's okay. So that'd be the first time I've ever seen that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that part to
And
break, that thing had to just be almost broken when it went in, right?
Well, the spring assembly in that looks different than what I recall. No, I'm seeing the spring there. It's around the deal, and I wonder if it just hopped out. But there's got to be something to stop it. Like he said, like when he pulls it out of the thing and it gets on the outbound side of the actual weight. Mm-hmm. There's got to be something inside of there. But oh well.
Tough.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. It's interesting. Yeah, and if that's 100% should be a warranty thing.
I don't think
So yeah, that's that freaky little stuff. I was going because I was thinking he was talking about more like that big weight arm actually broke off or somehow came out. But yeah,
hopefully if it didn't beat up anything else down there.
No, I mean unless there's something else that came out of it that.
Oh, then the end of that little thing.
No, there's it. So it's somehow it's held in there, and I don't know if there's a pin or something. Because I know the only time I've really messed with these at all is I had a Husaberg that they had some kind of faulty cams with, and I got a replacement cam, and I had to install the decomp system in it. So I had to take one out and put one apart. So I've done that at some point or another, but I don't remember. Kind of like I won't remember even ever having this conversation or actually ever being wrong about telling him that there's no way that this broke, because I'll erase that from my from the memories. Yeah. So again, if you have any questions, go ahead and throw them up in the chat. We would like to discuss your motorcycle questions, so we can become enlightened as we do this. I'm gonna go. Let's go to our amazing segment called Takamoto's Roosterendo. The more you know. Hold on, this is better. Takamoto's Roosterendo. Yeah. Okay, so this segment is brought to you by Takamoto, takamoto.co. They're another Las Vegas-based business. Almost like Sportsman Cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the dynamic dirt, down on the Boulder highways. I think I'm almost ready for a free fork service at this point. So Takamoto, they have all kinds of stuff for especially your kind of street legal emissions compliant bike, but they have all kinds of KTM and Honda and different parts and things. So they are bringing you Roosterendo, where we give a $100 Takamoto gift certificate to the bike that brings us the most enjoyment. And luckily tonight, because there's only one entry, there's really going to be no debate about this, because we can
still endo it.
But a lot of times the endo wins the money.
Sure.
Yeah, because it gives us the most enjoyment. Like I remember when people used to send us pictures of their 3-wheelers, and then they were trying to sell bikes, and we knew what they were doing. Remember, he had the whole board. Logan had that was one of Logan's youth projects, was to build those. Well, this whole studio actually.
Yeah.
Had him over there shooting nails and using skill saws.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's
And look where it got him.
He's still out there building stuff every day.
So there's a little tab of metal on the end of the weight that holds it in.
So a little chunk of that arm broke off, is what I'm seeing.
I have to look at it again. The tab.
That.
So someplace.
No, on the out part, that end.
The out part. I'm going to go ahead and call that. I'll call that. Not working. Web screen. How's that? There it is. So we're looking at the thing, and there's the arm.
I'm thinking the end of that right side of that arm broke off.
Right side of that arm. Let's watch this one more time, because I'm fast. I'm just fast.
FE500 took the valve cover off, and right away we noticed that the decompression arm is sitting outside of the weight where it's not supposed to be. And
maybe not. No,
that's like
but push it in.
The weight actually broke on the end, because this is supposed to be sitting in there, retained by a piece of metal on the other side of that little cam there.
Like maybe a C-clip or whatever.
Piece of metal on the. Yeah.
So this should still be under warranty. So I'm going to take this to the dealer and see if we can get this repaired.
Yeah, okay. There we go. Now we've seen it. So yeah. go to the Y camera. Yeah, like if I had one in my hand, I go, oh yeah, that's exactly it. Just trying. It's so even when we're watching the video, I'm like trying to move. I want to move it, get my own angle at it. So okay, so we got to find. Now we got to go to Roosterendo. That's the whole thing. Here we go, Roosterendo. There it is. Now I gotta find. I told you you're gonna like this one.
Yeah.
I think. I hope. Let's see. And it's Garrett. I got to find Garrett's email because I didn't.
A lot of Garrett's always.
Yeah, Garrett. Here we go. It says, "Hi Jimmy, my name is Garrett. I'm from Idaho. I recently stumbled upon your show and I love it. I want to know why he stumbled upon my show. Like, how did that happen? That sounds like a big stumble." Anyways, I don't know much about the bike. I just got it and I want y'all's opinion on a 1999 YZ400F. It's had its fair share of use. So what was the first year of YZ400? Was it 99?
I would think that.
Or was it 98?
It could be 98.
98. You could ask the AIs and they would probably tell us, or someone in the chat would tell you. It says, I haven't ridden much. I'm still learning, but it seems mostly stock. The grips are shot and I need new ones, so any suggestions on those also? It's a Roosterendo. He's looking for some suggestions about his bike, and the grips are shot.
I mean, I stick with the local Vegas grip builder.
The grip. AME.
AME.
Okay, yeah. Yep. Those are good grips.
I love them. Yeah,
I
they are good.
I have always been a smaller diameter grip guy, and AME actually makes a lot of really good larger grip diameter grips. And I knew I used to ride mountain bikes with them, and here
they used to own the BMX World and all that.
Yeah,
stuff back in the day.
Yeah. And they're still a sponsor of Johnny Campbell with a lot of his stuff, and so good grips. I liked the half waffles.
They got those too.
Yeah, and I like I always kind of like the Renthal ones, and then those other Pro Grip had some really good grip compounds that are like 1998 is the first year of the YZ400. There we go, got that. So I remember riding this bike. I remember I was just blown away because I'd ridden XR 400s and I'd ridden Husabergs and Huskies, and KTM was just coming out with their RFS platform at this time, and the KTM was electric start at the time and the Yamaha was kickstart. So this Chariot is a definitely I want to say to some point almost like collector's item worthy.
Yeah, it's a monumental.
Yeah, they're kind of cool bikes. And here's the offer I was going to make him. I would like to. I don't want to buy it. No.
Okay.
The bike has an E-line stator in it. That's dangerous. Mark can see the picture. He's watching it on the big screen. His eyes are still focusing after the tequila. What kind of tequila tonight, Mark?
Mark's got a sharp eye.
Yeah, you don't have. I might have mezcal in a moment. I might have some of my illegal mezcal here. So I want to compare one of those to a current YZ450.
Oh, yeah, right.
I'd like to get one that's relatively stock as could, as close to stock as possible. I know some of the other media outlets have been doing some of these things with Honda 450s and a couple different ones. I would actually like to go back to the original YZ400 and just to see how far they have come. Because you think about it, the YZ250 from this time has not changed all that much.
No.
It went to aluminum frame, and so this is the same thing. This is an old steel framed bike, and you compare it to the modern one, but we're looking at 25 years ago, and to me that seems like kind of yesterday. Four strokes.
But this bike's kind of the bike that started the modern day four-stroke race bikes, right?
Well, it can be argued that KTM was in there a little bit, or not KTM, it was Husaberg and Husky, and we're in there kind of doing it early.
Just didn't have the American presence, maybe.
Yeah, I mean they were racing in the GPs over in Europe.
Yeah,
it was in the 500 because there was a 500 GP, and when we were getting rid of our we were, they were trying to figure out how to fit this into the 250 two-stroke class at the time.
Yeah.
So, this bike just roosts for its pure sentimental value in some things. But let me tell you there was interesting stuff. So that front brake routing, that's the old Yamaha that used to go down underneath the front of the fork leg, because there was a patent on the what you see every bike now doing, where it just kind of curves and goes straight to the caliper.
Right. I remember this.
Honda had the patent on that.
Oh,
that
okay.
shorter brake routing, and those were a bitch to bleed. They didn't work. Let's zoom in and see if we can get a look at that E-line cover, if that's what it is. Yeah, it does look like an E-line one or a billet, some sort of cover.
Yeah.
And maybe he did zoom in. I remember those aluminum things. I don't know why the swing arm's painted black. That's a little sketchy. Tire.
Tire's pretty square.
Did they paint the chain guide blue, or is it a TM Design Works or something like that? It kind of looks like an older TM Design Works one.
Yeah.
It's got the billet blue shifter tip on it. That carburetor full of hoses.
Mm-hmm.
God knows that thing's probably worn out, but yeah. I know.
Cool bike,
the good thing is that
it's sketchy on the stand though.
the positioning on the scan's a little off.
A little sketchy.
You might, it might have still been, when he heard the show, it might have still been light out up in Idaho, and he ran outside and got that nice, because you can kind of see the sunset starting to happen.
Got some clouds and stuff.
Yeah, it could be some clouds in there. That aluminum skid plate's got to go, because that can affect the handling quite a bit. But yeah, grips. What would I go with? Does it have the Pro Taper bars or something?
I
on
thought
it?
so.
Let's go ahead and pull this
eyes
photo up here. We're looking at a screen that's like literally halfway across the room to get this. You'd think we would be better than this, but
no, my bad.
Yeah, older.
I rode a 426. God, it ran bad though.
Yeah, I always liked the 400s better than I didn't like the 426 versions for a while, and then the first 450 wasn't bad, but then they tried to give it like a lot of extra power, and then it got bad. I kind of had love-hate a relationship with them, because at the time, when Honda got into it, and Honda started making really good ones, and Suzuki had, everybody was making, Kawasaki was kind of late to the game, and then when Kawasaki came, they killed it with their, and then all of a sudden there was a whole barrage of these different bikes available. So, Garrett, you win.
And that bike roosts, man.
Yeah, I want to say roost just on the fact that you're gonna fix it up, and you're new to riding, and
get out there and ride.
You're gonna be kick-starting, which is a real pain in the ass, especially if that pilot jet's
But maybe
plugged.
everybody should kind of experience that for a while before they can appreciate it. Because if you just start with an e-start, you're not going to appreciate it.
Yeah, if you started on a brand new bike, you're gonna miss out on so much of the experience that'll
for sure
make you appreciate what we've got going there. You're still working on the.
Let's try the
illegal mezcal.
Is this Victor approved, or
I don't know if Victor's had it. This was sent to me from a.
He sent a list of stuff. I know.
And Tim's Bike says the Pro Grip Rally foam grips are his favorite. They are mine too, as a matter of fact. On my long distance bikes,
like on a
this.
Tenor, they're big.
Because I run Flex handlebars, Fasst Company Flex handlebars, another proud sponsor of the show. We're thinking about going doing the Fasst Company 440.
Yeah, they're
Maybe.
endurance race.
The endurance race. We did it last year.
In Mesquite, a couple weeks from now.
We were primed to dominate.
Oh, it's
we were gonna win that thing, and I
we're
don't know.
having fun.
I don't know what happened to the rest of my team. I don't want to say they let me down, but I got us.
Well, remember you started on a 125, so you could give yourself the least advantage possible.
But we had a big lead when I got off the first time.
Yeah.
And then we could never clock. I think one time we came back. Didn't we come back?
We did get second when it was all said and done, but
Second ain't shit.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
But I had a great time. We did win the fun factor. I had a really good time.
Yeah.
Especially
I know how to have fun every time.
Especially when I kept trying to go out and do like 3 laps instead of just 2 or whatever it was, and it was just killing me.
Yeah.
And then I rode my Yamaha. And so I started on my YZ125
with some crazy teal plastics.
No, that was the 250.
Oh no, the
that,
250.
That bike has not been. That bike it got ridden once since then. It's still there, ready. It's basically
prepped.
race prep.
Yeah.
I've used the wheels on and off with my other ones, but so I did 2 stints on the 125, and then which brother had the beta? Ricky was complaining about his beta, and I said, let me take it for a lap.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I turned into 2 laps, and that was a mistake.
Yeah.
Because it was the
He was
setup.
on a Beta 300, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Almost certain.
Yeah, it was a Beta 300. He had a suspension setup that was like completely opposite of what I typically like.
Mm-hmm.
But it was
He
done.
never did like that.
It was done by
Dynamic Dirt.
Dynamic Dirt Sportsman Cycle on Boulder Highway. And it was done because I don't know where the setting came from, but Ricky thought that was his setting, and I said, "Hey, let's do this." And we did some pretty drastic stuff.
Yeah.
Because it was
Which I think his kid raced a hard enduro on it just before that or something like that.
yeah, I don't know where that thing came from, but we made it way better.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, I'm not riding it because they're like, hey, it works way better. And I'm like, I know it has to, but then I went and I got my Yamaha YZ250 FX. Holy shit, was that bike so good? That was just it was just had that little bit extra power to carry the front end over the bumps, and it was still light, wasn't heavy like the Beta felt, and not that the Beta's heavy, it just compared to this 254 stroke, and it was teal plastic, so everybody thought I was riding like a girl or something. I don't know. Good times. But back to the grips, Rally foam grips. I'm gonna try those on.
I just put them on my Tenere.
Love
awesome.
them on those. I'm going to try them on some of my dirt bikes, like my bikes that I ride tracks on, and the stuff that I do more aggressive trail riding on, because I have them on all my rally style bikes and all my dual sporty stuff and all my adventure stuff, and I'm going to see if I can migrate down and see, because I want to see what happens when they get wet or they get kind of muddy or dirty or something like that. In rally, it's really not a problem, and I haven't noticed it on some of my enduro bikes when it's been wet, so we'll see. But those things are a bitch to get on.
They are.
You will get blisters on your hands putting them on. You won't get blisters when you're riding, but you'll get blisters on your hand when you're putting those damn things on. And I heat them up with a heat gun, and I use
I use the air compressor.
because mine don't have ends on them.
No, but you make an end.
Oh, you make an end and
do a
it
pop.
oh really?
And it's still a struggle.
Oh wow. Okay, I'll try that next
I
time.
got a little technique.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Because I used WD-40 on my last one.
Yeah,
I had it.
I had it gets you a
I had it lubed up because everybody thinks, isn't that slippery? Well, the WD-40 actually works like a glue after about 20 hours. Starts sticking that stuff on.
I would never guess that.
So kind of like thing. Let's see. The bars don't say what brand they are, says Garrett. And someone sprayed bed liner on the swing arm.
That was cool in '99, maybe.
And Mark's got the Milagro Reposado. That's pretty good. What? I was gonna look to see if I had. No, that's the different one. That's Class A Azul, because it looks like the Milagro model.
Okay.
So bars don't say what brand they are. They're probably some cheap Chinese brand. Sometimes those bikes, when they get kind of tossed down the line, you just replace with whatever you can replace with. Hey, when you send your email, let's that one might be just a little too thrash to get it, because I could literally, Yamaha will probably give me a lot of the parts to freshen that thing up, to make it, back to stock. We did this back at Dirt Rider Magazine way back in the day. We did a 2008, a 2005, and a 2002 CR 450, and we made them like brand new off the showroom stockers, tires and everything. And it was really cool to see the difference and
to put them up against.
Yeah. So Mark Daniels, Rally foam grips, I can only find them from Rally Management Services. I have been able to get them through Rocky Mountain. By the way, if you want to support this podcast, you can also click through our link on our website at dirtbiketest.com. There's a thing that says support us, and we have little things you can click through on Amazon. You can click through on Rocky Mountain. You can also, if you want to register a vehicle, you can click through on Dirt Legal. And on each one of those things, we get a little small commission, and it pays for my bad tequila habit. So
Yeah.
you can say that you're part of the problem.
Bad habit, good tequila. Maybe a better way to say
Mezcal,
that.
actually.
Yeah. It's definitely a shift in gears.
That's like in between the tequila I just had and the brandy that we had a little bit earlier.
We spoiled ourselves with that bourbon now.
Yeah, bourbon. That's what I meant. Bourbon.
Yeah, we spoiled ourselves.
It all starts with a B. That stuff is really good. Frey Ranch, if you want to sponsor this podcast, I'm right here in Pahrump, Nevada. I know there's crazy rules with all that alcohol advertising, but I'm sure we can work something out on the down low.
On the,
So, okay. I thought I had...
Mark said, talked about that stator cover.
Okay. The stator cover is a Baja Designs, but they're made by E-Line. We ran those in our YZ250 in the Baja 1000, 2003, 2004 in class 21. Which class was 21? That's 250. I can't remember the classes anymore.
Were they not very good, the E-lines?
They were the only game in town.
Yeah. Okay.
That was a problem. Is like, because you actually doubled the stators,
Yeah.
and they had an extra rotor, an internal rotor, or it was crazy the stuff we had to do to run lights back in the day.
Oh, I know, the light.
Because we were running halogen lights,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
100-watt bulbs and
Like
stuff.
100 watts.
Yeah,
Took
so
a lot of power.
that's why we were able to win night races on XR600s, because the XR600 had a big ass ignition in it. It pumped out lots of power. It's easy to get a lot of power, and now they're making all of these new Wave 4-strokes, all light and small, compact. There's no room. The 2-strokes, there was no room to do stuff like that. So E-Line was making these big ignitions for Hondas and
Gotcha.
Yamahas and stuff like that back in the day.
So I see. They sold them through Baja Designs, probably with a light kit and stuff.
Right. Yeah. Okay, good question. Let's see. Class 20 was the real 250 class, not this limited 450 BS now. Hey, Mark, we are on the same page here.
What does he mean by that?
Now you have they have a I don't even know what it is. There's like a limited 450 class. Or maybe it means the 450 can't be more than 450, but it's not really a 250 class.
Yeah.
I got pissed off because when we went down to race our XR 100 in the Baja 500,
Yeah.
we wanted to ride the 125 class. And they go, no 125 class anymore. You guys ride 250. And it was, still a 250 class. So I think it was class 21 back then. Because it was 21, 22. I don't know. I can't remember. It was just, and then if you were on the open class, you ran a 600 number.
Right.
Was the number for the bike. So it was always 624, 620, 6, and somehow that it's some organization with their own dumb numbering system.
Mm-hmm.
Can't it just be 1, 2, 3, 4? And Garrett wants to know, what does the E-Line stator do? Well, it puts out more power, more ignition
Electric
power,
power, yeah.
electric power. So the ignition on that bike was just enough to keep the bike sparking, and because there's no battery or anything on it, it's just enough to run the stator. So if you started trying to pull extra power out of that, your spark doesn't work. You don't have
You can
enough
charge
spark.
a cell phone now.
Yeah, you can charge a cell phone or run a headlight. So, yeah, unlimited class and limited class, but the bikes are the same. Yeah,
Oh, interesting.
yeah. It's just so they can have more class. So it's like I can't
Yeah,
beat beat those guys. So I'm going to
So I
sign up
gotta-
in this class,
yeah,
and so I can get a trophy, or maybe
Yeah,
win some
trophy
money.
classes.
And
Hey,
get-
if it gets entries, I guess I'm all right.
Yeah,
I don't like it, but
yeah, 180 watts of output. Yeah, so because I remember we were running dual 100s, 100-watt bulbs on the XR650, and we had some good ignitions, or XR600. We had good ignitions for those, but nobody else had 200 watters up front
no.
that was running that stuff back in the day. All right, what was the next? I know what I was going to do. I was going to go on to the other place I was going to go, which is on this one right here. Stuff you need to check out on Dirt Bike Test. Check out our Yamaha Tenere review. Scott Hoffman got the new Tenere. I got to ride it around a little bit.
Is that you riding right there?
That's me riding.
Okay.
Got my new Climb gear. That's
Your new hipsters?
the hipster colors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, those aren't the hipster pants. These are the new.
No, they're in the boot,
They're the
yeah.
Dakar in the boot pant. Because I have the hipster
Yeah.
they're in the boot pant too.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
because they have one that's like a
Got the
quarter
cargos.
yeah, cargo pants. I don't like the pockets as much. I like the style, I like the look, but the pockets aren't exactly in the right place. Where if there's Climb, proud sponsor of myself and this show, Climb gear. I
I'm
wear
a
it.
sponsor of Climb.
You sponsor Climb. You
That's
probably
fine.
help. You probably help sponsor me in
Something like
a
that.
strange way. I tell you what, the pockets in the Dakar pants and the over the boot in the boot pants are just in such the right place. That's why I do that segment every once in a while called "I've Got You in My Pocket."
Yeah.
Yep, it's sought after. It's hard to find. People are asking for it on the Instagrams. But yeah, the pants, they just fit. They're durable as hell. The colorways are really good. That's what's new for this year is a lot of new colorways. I think they finally settled on a design and a shape and a build that everybody likes. The waist is very adjustable for guys like me that like to alter our weight size as much as possible. And all good. So the Tenere, back to the Tenere, they made some improvements. Number one, real foot pegs,
Oh.
but
Good.
still not big enough. They could have made them a little bit wider,
yeah.
like I like running adventure pegs, and they could have done that. But they did real foot pegs, and they also moved the clutch cover. So where the activation arm for the clutch cover is, it's now rotated forward. So you know how that thing touches your calf?
Yeah.
You're kind of right below your knee?
Yeah.
It's not there anymore.
Oh.
It's forward, so it has a new cable and so it didn't really change the function that much from what I could tell. It's just the position of it. So it was easier to kind of get your leg in there and help maneuver the bike. I thought that was a big improvement. They've done something to the suspension. I think it got a little bit longer stroke travel. So the suspension seems like it's funny. It's a little bit closer to the stuff that I have on my bike now.
Speaking of suspension,
And-
TBT wants to get you some.
Oh, let's
Yeah.
get you a suspension to test.
You can go on
Okay,
adventure.
I can test that. I mean, that's something
I
that
can't remember his name. You know him though, right?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah. He does all the D37 guys.
right. And
a lot of
there, it's
NGPC guys.
not hard. The suspension on that bike, it's funny for adventure riding. If you're just doing just adventure riding, it's actually really really good.
Yeah.
Problem is you talk to most quote journalists or people that hop on adventure bikes, they all of a sudden think they're going to want to smash into stuff and they want to ride it like a dirt bike, and you can make that setting and that bike becomes horrible on the kind of dirt roads and the stuff that you actually really ride. Especially when you get into the UTV bumps. I've ridden so many, oh bro, dude, I got this suspension set up, and then whether it's a complete swap out with A-kit stuff. I've ridden a bike with like A-kit stuff slapped onto it. I've ridden factory rally bikes. I've ridden every range of adventure bike you could possibly think. And I've ridden the stuff that Olin's just sent to slap on your BMW or slap on your KTM 950. I've ridden all this stuff. And the Olin stuff, frankly, was some of the worst because it wasn't set up at all. It was like I think they sent it to you knowing that you're gonna. It's supposed to go through the guy that sells it to you, and I think he's supposed to valve it. It's like supposed to be valved.
Like it's a generic valve or whatever.
Yeah, it just like blows through the stroke. It was really bad, and you think, oh, it's got to be better. No, it was worse. Then on my Tenere, I currently have a set of stuff that's TourTech stuff, and it's not their highest line stuff. It's the ones designed for adventure bike riding, because their higher line stuff, I think they had it set up so that guys could smash into things. Dude, you don't know how fast I'm on my adventure bike. That guy that thinks that if he makes his suspension really stiff, he's going to be faster.
Yeah.
No, he needs to slow down before he kills himself. But anyhow, back to so
Those
yeah.
things are big when
So
they get out of
I
control.
think
Good luck.
the Tenere I have, Yamaha did a really good job on it. I'm not just saying that because Yamaha is a sponsor of this show and Dirt Bike Chest in general. I said this back when I very first rode the bike. That is why I bought one, because it was just such a good all-around platform. And the motor is like amazing. It's just traction. It's like has no electronics on it. It just has traction control. Oh, this is fly-by-wire.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, and
It's got to be a bit. My big complaint on my Tenere is
that okay.
sticky throttle body feel or whatever. I
It's
don't
not
know.
sticky throttle.
really hard to give it 1%.
Right. It's like I can't be
Blast past it.
I can't be dirty.
Yeah.
I can't make emissions. Fly-by-wire, it kind of does the same thing. I think it's just a little bit better. It's better. It's better at the bigger throttle openings. If you do a bigger burst, it's better. Where I get in a fight with mine. The only time I get in a fight, I tried to have a guy help me tune it out, and he made it make more power, and he thought that would fix it, but it did. It's when I go when I come up to a bump and I start feathering the throttle, and it's like nuh-uh, and it does something with the fuel mapping that doesn't give it the response.
Doesn't.
This one will still do the same thing. It's just a little bit better. So that was another. So they did an improvement on that, and I think they did all around did a really nice job. The bike we rode had some Dunlop tires that were a little less aggressive than I prefer. I've actually started running way more aggressive tires now. I'm running the Pirelli Scorpion Rallies.
Rally.
I love them,
Yeah.
and even I put probably 1,000 miles on road on them, and never once did I feel like
sketchy or whatever.
yeah. I mean, they're like knobs on the street, but
Yeah.
they're not that bad, and it's still not a 50-50 like the the TKC80 or the Kenda Big Block. It's not that, but it's so much better off road on the dirt roads, and I just have so much more confidence on the brakes, things like this. So go check out the test on dirtbiketest.com, and we can definitely try some suspension, because I have like I said, my TourTech stuff is a really good setup, and this bike was almost as good.
Really.
Probably didn't have the same. It had the same initial and mid stroke, with not as much bottoming resistance, and so that can generally be fixed. So, what else do we do at Dirt Bike Test? We had Jerry on last week. He read poetry.
I love the comparison you did of the Gas 450 EXC.
This one right here.
Yeah.
KTM 450 XCF versus Gas EC. Right, where we kind of talked about we'll call it like enduro bike versus XC bike.
Competition bike versus
More competition versus more
trail bike, I guess.
Yeah. Well, thanks. Yeah,
I like that. That's a cool thing to know, because
I didn't know we did it.
you were a lot part of it, but
I talk in front of a camera all the time and I forget.
yeah, I guess.
You know why I talk in front of the camera? So I never have to remember that stuff anymore. and then somebody went and video, kind of like this show. I'm gonna turn my brain off in 20 minutes, and I'm not gonna remember anything that we did. Hey, I put some CCR sports stuff in the back of my wife's new truck.
Yeah.
There's an Instagram post of that floating around out there. Really good stuff. That's promoting the show. What else do we? Oh, I was going to play I'm going to play the kids. I'm going to play the kids video, the TTR 50 video. I haven't even told Woo. I haven't even called up my buddy Woo and told him that this is done. Let's see if I can make this work. Okay, here we go. Hold on a second. Johnny Perkins' kids makes a cameo in this.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, some place, shape, or form. Here, let's see if I can make this full screen. Maybe I watch it on YouTube, view it on YouTube. Here we go.
You're not a child. You're a man.
Do I have to watch commercials?
So stop wearing so many layers to go outside.
I'm gonna make money by watching this. Hold on a second. There we go. Now, if I go like this, and then I can go. Hey, bud, what do you think? Yeah? It's the maximum amount of words you got for. You're going to get to ride brand new Yamaha TTR 50. What do you think? Yeah. One more time? Yeah. You're stoked? Best day of your life? Okay. This is Yamaha's TTR 50, and in typical dirt bike test fashion, we were going to tell you how it worked. Or
we're actually going to let the kids tell you how it worked, but they were too busy riding and sometimes singing while they were riding to get you all the details. So we intervened a little bit, but don't let that get in the way of a good little story.
Hi, my name is Jack Wu, and today we will be riding a Yamaha TTR 50.
And that could clearly be how deep the kids would get into it, although they mostly had smiles on their face. The TTR 50 retails for about $1,900. It weighs about 130 pounds. It's got an indestructible air-cooled 50cc electric start 3-speed transmission motor with an automatic clutch. It's got little 10-inch wheels. It's a very robust build. It's the kind of thing that'll just run forever, and they thought about stuff. Kid-sized levers and handlebars, and it also has a key. So if you need to take away the key when the kids are bad, you can do that, and you can go to the Yamaha website to learn all the information you would need to know. So we put it in the hands of the professional test riders that didn't know that they were professional test riders.
I like that it's electric start and that it has a soft seat, and I like that it has good suspension.
And they told us about all the important things, of course. So what you really need to know is these bikes are really for learning and for getting introduced to the off-road world, which in our world is everything. And coming from this background, I know that it's not all fun and games, and especially when we're talking with parents, they're like, what happens if they tip over? What happens if they crash? What happens if they get hurt? I kid you not that learning to ride an off-road vehicle will teach the kids so much respect for mechanical objects, to understand how to be in control of vehicles, to take responsibility for what they're doing, even though at this phase.
This is good for a beginner, and it's good for trail riding. Hang on, Dad. I'm gonna get it in neutral, so next time, I can do it. Next time.
At this phase, they're just learning. And we're gonna run a little video clip here of Jack, who got ambitious and went out. He was riding with his brother, got into a little bit more difficult trail where he had tipped over, and noticed his brother wasn't around, and he got his bike picked back up. He got going again, and he's just learning how to shift. He's learning the procedure to start the bike. And the hill was a little bit steep, and we're a little bit stuck, so he's kind of going through the motions to get it unstuck while realizing I'm out here by myself. So he's going to work on it a little bit, and you're going to hear his breathing go up, and you're going to hear him get a little bit nervous and not really happy. These are the kind of learning experiences like, whoops, uh-oh, I didn't break something, did I? These are the learning experiences that build character. And now, at his age and his size, this bike's a little bit heavy, but he's still able to muscle it and pick it back up. And even when he does, he's probably more concerned that he's tipped his motorcycle over and it's leaking a little bit. But he just keeps working at it. And this kind of experience, going through the process, what do I do now? And you can tell he's nervous and he's upset. But luckily, he's not that far away from Dad, and Big Brother is basically right around the corner. You're going to see this in a second. And if you ever wonder, some kids that never get into predicaments like this, that don't have to figure this stuff out, all he wants to do is go ride his motorcycle and start singing again. And this is preventing him from being able to do that. So he's going to do everything he can to fix it, including digging out the tire, which might have been the best thing. Luckily, Big Brother Chase comes along, and because he's a little bit bigger, it's much easier for him to kind of muscle this bike around. Again, again, he knows some of the procedures as well. Although pushing it up the hill probably wouldn't be the best one. So Chase is just going to muscle that sucker around. And get the bike started for his little brother Jack. And then we're off. Back to singing. So these are building blocks, and this is what a Yamaha TTR 50 is great for doing. It's the kind of bike that you put gas in it and never worry about it, even when it tips over every once in a while. Because you just pick it up and get going again. The TTR 50 comes after the PW 50 in Yamaha's lineup. It's a little bit heavier. It has the 3-speed transmission and the electric start, which the kids really did appreciate quite a bit. It's going to get them going down the path of riding motorcycles. It's a lot of fun, and as you can tell, it just sings right along. Thanks to Jack Wu for helping us out and the Perkins boys. And with that, we will see us singing out on the trail. Cheers.
Hang on, I forgot that type of horse Jack. And today we'll Jack Wu.
God, it brings me back, man.
Huh.
You know, I had a kid out there going through all that, and it just, I'm almost emotional over it.
Yeah, I just watch all your kids. It's kind of funny because that was really.
You watch them go from that, not knowing what to do, and it's such life lessons on dirt bikes.
That was hard because I didn't have any bike test. Like, it wasn't a whole lot of bike tests there.
Well, no,
like, what is there to test on a bike like that in reality?
It's gonna never break. It's just they're
right.
That, as a dad who had a kid who's now 20 racing bikes and was 4 years old.
He was doing that.
The one mistake I kind of made was put him on a lot of more competition bikes and not enough trail bikes.
Yeah, and so those kids.
When he was that age, he was riding a KTM 50, and it was not bulletproof. Those guys can put hours and hours on bikes. I mean,
that kid is 3 months from that. He's now riding a KTM 50.
Yeah.
He had one before. He kind of didn't like it.
I get that.
And he got on this and then was able to play with it. I think some of his buddies had electric ones. And Chris was telling me, he goes, all those kids are out riding the battery on electric ones.
Oh, there's no way that
the battery can keep up.
With what? Nobody can put hours on a bike like a 5-year-old,
yeah,
6-year-old,
yeah,
7-year-old. They'll spin a circle around your motorhome or whatever, and just
run
out of gas and run out of gas and run out of just until they fall asleep on it.
This is how I met Kendall Normus. How about met the kid that fired me from Dirt Rider?
Oh,
yeah, because they were throwing rocks at my truck and riding a 50 around the truck. But Kendall Norman riding laps around my truck at a race because his dad was out there racing, and these guys that just rode and rode and rode, and so. But anyways, I just like I just said, it builds character. Like, if you think that kid's out there and riding a dirt bike, which is kind of a little bit dangerous, it teaches them this kind of respect for this stuff. It's what they want to do. Like, they will rake leaves. They will get good grades in school.
Yeah.
They will do stuff to be able to go do that. But if they don't have something like that that's kind of a positive thing, they will go break glass someplace. They will find out what a cigarette is like. I mean, probably that's not cool anymore. That's my age.
No.
You can always grab something from the store and stick it in your pocket and try to run away, because that's kind of exciting too. There's a lot of bad things you can do that are just as exciting as a dirt bike, but the dirt bike actually can lead to positive things if done properly.
Oh, I'm here to tell you, my son is who he is today because of disappearing in the desert and getting himself out of it.
Yeah.
From the time he was 5 years old or whatever, and still doing it now. And he's a great human.
Yeah, I said, hey, where's Logan? He's like, out riding dirt bikes, and I'm like, right on.
Yeah.
So
he's a great human over it. I mean, and it's that.
Yeah. So got a couple questions back in here, but anyways, that's our share that video around. Tell your friends it's on our dirt bike test, especially if you have kids that are friends that have kids of that age. Oh, I'm scared. Why should I put them on dirt bikes? That just show them that kid tipped over. I almost did a little bit of a highlight reel of him just bang, 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 just kind of tipping over because I had someone, but I'm like, I don't like to show tipping over at all. But it happens. But
Sure.
in that video, he was tipping over, and Dad. You didn't see Dad come running into the picture.
No.
Let him pick it up.
He started digging. He started trying. He'll learn that that's maybe not the secret.
And there was a couple of them. That it's funny because Dad was videoing him, and he did lost the front end. He kind of washed out in a turn, and Dad right away. Dad puts the camera down. And he kind of starts walking over there. The kid bounces back up, and he's like, "You okay, bud? Yeah, okay, yeah." It's kind of like. And you hear it in the kid's voice, Dad, I just want to keep riding. don't take it away from me.
Yeah, because I bent the plastic.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Yeah. So anyhow, back to these questions. Let's see. Waist size is equal to calories intake. Mas Pacifico por flavor. Hey, Mark, check this out. You thought you were all special with your Milagro. It's not like this stuff is just I'm going with the Blanco, by the way. Next pour if I get there tonight. We'll see how it goes. Probably not. Let's see. Shimmy.
Oh no, you missed one more.
Oh, when is Yamaha going to bring the World Raid 1008 to the USA? That's a good question. I don't know. I asked about that a couple years ago when they first saw that thing, but I think that's kind of a special. It's like a kit built bike. I think it's actually they build those in Europe someplace. So they're
not going to take a stock platform into it.
Yamaha France is, and there's a couple other manufacturers. They have a way of getting most of the bike there, and then they assemble it there, and it has to do with import duties and tariffs and things like that, which we should get pretty familiar with these days. But
how much different is that?
It's hugely. It has real tanks, has real rally style tanks, and there's I think upgraded suspension. So there's quite a bit of stuff, but it's more like a kit. But it's actually assembled properly, and I don't see that happening here because it just doesn't make sense on the financial scheme of things to them.
It always seems like maybe a USA makes it's harder for that type of thing to happen.
Well, and then we have a whole set of emission standards, and if you change certain things, then it's if there's any sort of engine management or engine exhaust, anything like that, out the window.
I was talking to Gary at Sportsman Cycle about their Beta Dual Sports, what they sell, and how they sell it here is then they sell a competition kit with it.
Yep.
And then you take all the parts off when it gets here, put them in the box and send them back, and then it shows up again on the next bike.
Interesting.
Things like O2 sensors in there. He scrambled off a list of things, like an exhaust with a literally.
Yeah,
you can't put your pinky in it.
Yeah, and these are they have to come in the country this certain way, and they're not allowed to do it.
You send it all back.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it'd be I can see how the manufacturer can't do it. Maybe the dealer can do it, and it depends on which state the dealer's in, and all different kinds of things.
Loophole stuff with that.
Shimmy 277. I'm sorry we're a little late to getting your question, but you are.
Oh, sorry that.
Late to the party?
Late to the party, but quick suspension question. Beta 300 Race Edition with KYBs. Been training on MX track. I'm 2 to 3 clicks from max compression, but still bottoming. Would adding oil help?
On the fork, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure on the fork.
And how about give up those last 3 clicks, right?
So
nothing wrong with that, or no? I've heard people say you don't want to run them to the end.
Yeah, you don't want to run them into the end. It really depends on the fork. I mean, on the old the sax stuff, I would not be that afraid of locking it all the way down. Like closing it all the way up. But if I was there, I would for sure be talking to my suspension guy, possibly Gary.
At Dynamic Dirt.
Dynamic Dirt, which is at
Sportsman Cycle.
Sportsman Cycle on Boulder Highway in Las Vegas.
I'll thanks to that.
Hold on, let me check. I would be sending it to my guy and I would explain, hey, I'm at the end of this range. Can you put this back in the middle? And then see if you want to go even farther, or depending on how it works. But adding oil for sure on a Cayaba fork helps, but you just want to make sure you don't add too much, because then they if you add more than they tell you to, it's bad. It's a really bad lockout, the bottoming out sensation.
Let's see how much is you want to do.
And from in my world, Cayaba is pretty good at kind of figuring out the balance. Like, you only have to add like 5 to 10 cc's to get to a place where it's going to be substantially better. But also, knowing what I've known, and I have not pulled apart many betas with Cayaba suspension, but betas typically, I wouldn't say they have been the best at making sure their oil level heights are exactly on. And I don't know if that beta suspension is assembled over in Europe, or it's assembled in Japan, or different things like that. It's production stuff. Who knows? I don't know who's putting the oil into it. With different things like that. So it probably wouldn't hurt to give that stuff a check. If you're also on the back shock, this could lead into springs. You might be on the edge of the springs ability to kind of do the stuff for you as well. So Shimmy, let me know if that kind of helps. But next time you got to get the party a little bit earlier, and that's the long answer to a quick question.
Yeah, he says he knows it's not the
and
right
also
bike for MX, but it's the only one he's got. That means it's the right one.
Yeah, your bike is the right bike. And it's always going to be a little bit soft. And if you just go into the MX track and you're just going to max the compression out pretty close to all the way, that's not a bad thing to do, because then you can back it off and kind of have a good area. But yeah, the oil will help in the front, not so much. In the rear, it's gonna take spring and then some valving to get it there. Together. And I wouldn't be surprised if you could, because the betas have a stiff initial. My experience is their characteristics is stiffer initial, a lot of movement, followed by they really try to have a progressive end of the stroke in their stock setup. And so I'm pretty sure you could find somebody that could work with the mid-stroke feeling of that bike and really help the bottoming out just overall. So yeah, well, thanks. You're welcome. That's why we're here, to answer a question like that with some level of authority. 9 out of 10 questions without referring to a reference manual. Okay, got anything else going on?
Great show from Mark Daniels. Thanks, Mark. Any
other? Well, we're past the point where I can read from Jerry's book, Coffee Brewed with a Graveyard Mist. I'd like to thank all 20 million of you who have tuned in. If every one of you could go to Amazon and buy a big screen TV tomorrow, and click through on the Amazon links, we would greatly appreciate it. And I will drive by in my Rolls Royce and wave at you. I'll have a Husaberg. By then I will have bought Husaberg. With that money, I'll buy Husaberg from KTM, because they're in a selling phase right now, and I'll drive by with my Husaberg mounted.
You did work that guy for that.
Mounted on the roof of my Rolls Royce, because that's the kind of baller I would be if you guys would just click through my links. And then I'll give Trevor Hunter $20 to keep producing content. The guy didn't call in, so he's going to get fired tomorrow because he puts videos up on his channel now, not even on ours. Yeah, he's on. Do not, and actually, if you have a chance, go to his videos and leave a really mean comment and say Jimmy said so. just flash mob his thing. He'll like the views because he'll get those pennies from YouTube. But hey, I need some test riders for some SSRs.
Yeah.
So
guys.
If you know anybody that wants to come out and do
Wheelie boys.
Yeah, Wheelie Boy pit bike. No, I want to test them like dirt bikes.
I know, I'm kidding.
I ripped that thing at the Pahrump OHV park. That track is super fun.
It looks it.
Hey, it's one of the. Not to say that I had anything to do with that place, but
yeah, you did. Though.
It as far as just a kids track layout, the way the turns are shaped, it would be. because we built some really, when we had SoCal XRs, which was our mini bike racing club back in the day. It was this, backyard supercross, that whole Langtown thing. It was all these overgrown apes like myself riding mini bikes around. We had some pretty cool tracks. I honestly think that track could be one of the best. Just the layouts and everything like that. We could tune it a little bit with jumps, and I guess
How's the dirt?
Dirt needs some work.
Okay.
I mean, it's not bad,
no.
but I guess so. I wasn't here for the last. We had a Friday night ride. I guess is what we did, and I guess one of our guys went out there and really started working some of the dirt and with the help of the town and stuff like that. I heard it got a lot better. So. Be amazing, but what a fun track. So if you have kids and you're in the Vegas area, right after you drop your suspension off at Sportsman Cycle,
Dynamic Turn, Boulder Highway. Go see Gary.
I got a full suspension. But the problem is nobody's going to listen to this show because I started sounding like an ad read the whole time. Oh, hey, product of the week, by the way. It's not 9 o'clock yet, so just hang out. Product of the week. This is a segment that we haven't done for ages. I want to tell you, because I'm a Scott goggle guy.
Same.
And people say, like, why do you run Scott? It's because they send me lots of money, just bags of it, kind of like Climb and Yamaha. These are basically they're the Prospect goggles, which is kind of their newer goggles. Remember the Scott Model 89?
No, I was...
You weren't a Moto guy back then.
Probably not.
So like the 89 was like the classic goggle, and there's been a lot of goggle companies come and gone, and there's lots of new goggle companies, and some of them are great at marketing, and some of them are really good at trying different things and unique things, but it's like there's something for being the standard. And I mean Oakley is another one. Oakley builds really good goggles products. I don't know.
$300.
Yeah. And I think they're taking the high line on we're going to be that premier.
Yeah.
And Scott's kind of the same way. But anyhow, I wanted to kind of just talk about goggles in general. So these are a little bit more expensive than a lot of the, I don't want to say alphabet soup, kind of like helmets. There's a lot of people that figured out, hey, we can go to an injection molded company and we can do this stuff. And then we can, there's this company that makes lenses, or we get lenses cut. It's
cool logo market.
Hey, I get emails 5 times a week from companies that want Dirt Bike Test to make a product. Whether it's titanium foot pegs and chains. Yeah, titanium chains. I got an email that the other day.
Oh.
Or whether I want to make goggles or leather gloves or tassels for your jackets.
Right.
Yeah, strap-on tassels for your jackets. I got these, Dirt Bike Test branded. If you want to invest with me, go ahead. Does Dirt Bike Test sponsor Trevor? In a very strange way, we made Trevor. Yeah, so that's but so go to he runs our stickers allegedly.
Oh, Jimmy.
Okay, so back to the Scott goggles. I'm gonna go to the emergency camera here so you can kind of see these things up close. When this goggle is, I would say generically, it fits more faces than any other goggle out there.
Yeah.
And it has a lot to do with how flexible this frame is, and that's super important. And these guys have years and years doing it. They're in the ski industry. Those people are whiny little bitches.
Fanatics.
I like my dual snowboards that I ski on.
Two planking guy.
Yeah, two planker. So they are really good, and so it's not just the flexibility here; it's the flexibility here, like when it goes in this webbing, and just how that manages, between that, the different densities of foam, how it fits your face, how now when we're talking about outriggers on the goggle, like what these do, they actually are outriggers so that the strap can actually pull on the goggle and not sit on the side of the helmet. They're the right size to fit in most helmets. There's a lot of stuff that goes into
that outrigger is also kind of a cool lock for the lens.
Yeah, so it holds so you can basically unclip it here, and the lens pops out. Instead of having 16 different things, you get it set in there. I got to watch the guy at the Scott factory in Utah put lenses in.
Oh, I bet that's a magic. Yeah.
The guy, it was one dude. I think it was a one family. It was the guy, the wife, and I think his kid. They were all there. Just.
Did you say they're up in Utah, right?
They're in Utah. They were in Utah. I don't know if they're still there. I think they are.
I think so.
But anyhow,
If I can, and I would say spend a couple extra shekels on their transitional lens. Lens is amazing.
So yeah, light sensitive lenses are, and
Theirs is the one that works.
so when I was a Pro Grip rider, when I was in my rally days, Pro Grip had the shit with the light transitions. They actually had a curved lens, which it was super expensive. You thought Oakleys were expensive. These things were insane. They're for factory rally riders, and luckily I got some of them. I had those things, and I remember telling the Scott guys, I'm like, hey, you got to check these guys' light sensitive stuff out. When I was kind of back in the free agent market, but it's come a long ways. But so this is the Prospect LS, which is light sensitive. It comes with a light sensitive lens, which the lens is I think $30-$40, maybe $50.
Yeah, it adds some shekels to it for sure.
Pretty scratch resistant on the front. You got to be a little careful on the back.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to get a lot of sand or dirt inside of there and then
with
rub
your
it.
glove.
Yeah, but you can. It's funny. You can like really wash it out with water and like wash everything off, and then just kind of let it dry itself out, and it comes back to life. The no fog is another area where these guys have killed it forever. Super stoked on the no fog. So this is just this is the standard
The strap
Prospect.
doesn't go to bacon.
Nope, the strap lasts longer than the lens.
Yeah,
and that's a big thing. So I'll go 3 lenses to a strap, and and I've actually replaced straps on some because I had a Pabst Blue Ribbon strap that they got me from their factory snowmobile team.
Oh man!
Back in the day, strap
doesn't go to bacon.
1.5 foams to strap. So the foam's pretty robust too, and I have some toxic stuff that comes out of this particular body of mine. So, anyways, but I want to show you something cool because I have this other one, and especially if you're a desert guy or a dual sport guy, this is the Scott Prospect Sand Dust goggle.
I don't know anything about that.
Well, here I'm gonna show you.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Just so you can see how I go to the wide camera here real quick. So I'm gonna just show you. Sounds like such a product read, right? No, but it's not. It's truth. Look at the top.
I see it.
It doesn't have nearly the amount of open venting, and even look around here.
I see it.
And
quite a bit different, whatever they call that.
Yeah. Just the. So I'm gonna go back to here and kind of show you. So on this one, look at the top here, how it's covered, and then if I pull this guy in here, and you can see how it's.
There it is.
Yeah, you can see how it's more open. The foam.
A lot of venting up there.
Yeah.
Open foam. And
So the Dust LS, and so if you're a dual sport guy and you're wearing motocross goggles, I dare you to get a set of these. If you're doing dual sport adventure and you wear goggles, because sometimes I wear the face shield that comes down, and sometimes I wear goggles.
Yeah.
If I mistakenly grab this goggle and go adventure bike riding,
it's that different.
I hate myself.
Really?
If you ride in dust or if you're riding in the sand dunes, this goggle is amazing. So it's the same goggle. The frame is a little bit stiffer, but it's not anything you notice. It's still good. But it has just thicker foam all the way around. And we used to have to in the old days we'd oil the
Vaseline
foam.
or whatever.
Yeah. So when I go race with you guys at the Fast 440 and you guys get me put back in the pack a little bit so I'm riding in the dust, I will be wearing the dust sand goggle because there is sand there, so I don't get especially when I'm riding Logan's 125 and just getting roosted. Yeah, I will be wearing this goggle with some, has the tear off posts and all the cool stuff. So, just kind of a product spotlight on some of the differences. And they have some really cool colored lenses. I wear them for photos all the time, but in my real life, I don't wear those fancy lenses because I want ones that work. There's a rose color that works really good in really good light conditions.
Do you usually use the transitional?
Almost all the time.
Yeah,
almost all the time. It's so especially my eyes getting a little bit older, they're a little more sensitive when we get in that really white dirt, and
they work at night too because they're not affected by another headlight.
Yeah.
Headlights. It's only sun that activates them.
Yeah,
not like a Baja Designs won't make them darker.
Right, and they aren't so dark that you can't use them at night with a decent
when
light.
They go to light clear or whatever.
They clear up.
Pretty clear.
So thanks again to Scott for helping me out with doing some stuff, keeping me in the vision game, and I'm still pissed off at them because I can't get the knee pads anymore. The Recon, there's it on Dirt Bike Test. There's a thing. How much they cost, Garrett? I think they're about $90.
Yeah.
is kind of like, I think the sand one is a little bit more. They can go up to like 130 on the high.
And you can almost always find a kind of a closeout weird color or something.
Yep.
Save some money.
Yeah, but it's funny, a lot of times they're sold out. You know, they have limited editions and stuff. I think, and they have they have a real basic one.
The Fury.
It's a Fury, and it doesn't have the outrigger. It has a couple of these little less features, but it's still that same base goggle.
Yeah,
where when
sure.
you put it on, I wear some of those sometimes. You put it on, and you go, "This is a good fitting goggle. This is a really good goggle." And not to say that there aren't some other brands that I put on. Climb makes goggles, and I'm a Climb guy, and I run these ones most of the time. I put the Climb goggle on this weekend. Oh, the nose bridge. I also like the nose bridge because.
Yeah, it's a long story, but we had a funny week about nose bridges and nose.
Oh yeah, well,
me and Logan, who never wears them, he goes, "You wore a nose bridge," and he goes, "God, did I thankful."
Oh, you liked it?
Yeah.
So I like it just for the sun protection mostly. Just because I'm out there doing this shit so much.
Yeah,
the sun's protection makes a little bit of a difference for me. But the funny thing is the Climb goggle is just a tad bit taller, and in the Climb helmet, which I wear, it pushes down on my nose.
I found the Climb goggle to be a little heavy and kind of.
It's a little bit stiffer, but it same thing. It's it's the one with magnetic lens and stuff, and I think you can go to the one that non-magnetic lens.
I had the non.
Now they have a new one. Climb has a new one that has like a heated lens.
There you go.
If they put their mind to it,
there's no stopping them.
Yeah, be careful. But I said I've had good luck with Oakley goggles. I've have some 100% goggles that are pretty decent. I would just say the durability
they bacon collar so bad.
Yeah, on my 100%s haven't been all that good. I've used some of the X brands, same sort of things with the
straps wear out.
The X, and that's EKX. Did my straps wear out on that? I think that's
100% the straps.
Yeah. So just little things, just good, high quality, really good products. That's why I wanted to talk about them. So enough ad reads. It's not even an ad read. It's just I just want to tell you some of the stuff. People always ask me, "Hey, what do you use for this? What do you use for that?" And that's what I use right there. Scott goggles. And you want to know why?
So much gear bouncing around.
You want to know why I did that right there? Why I had to do that? Because I need to use those goggles. Because I've worn out.
My goggle situation's so bad.
Yeah, I had a well, like Knowles was finally off the nationals. I'm like, good, I can get him. Because I used to just show up at races every once in a while, and he would literally
be there.
He would be there, and he would give me like the goggles that some of the pro riders. He has stacks of them for every pro ride. Has 4 or 5 different setups. He would just hand me like 3 or 4 sets of goggles. It's still in a bag there. I have Andrew Short's goggles. It's funny. I didn't know Andrew that well as I know him now. Back in the day, and it said Shorty Maine.
Yeah.
It was just written on the bag, and it was in case of a mud race, and it was a fully stacked with tear offs and roll offs and all that. He just handed me. It's still sitting in there, and it's some old plaid goggle band. That was the trendy color back in 2000 and 7, 8, 9, whenever it was. But Don't says best goggles were the Smiths Warp from 15 years ago. I was a Smiths rider back in the day, and mostly because of roll offs. But the Smith goggles were really good as well, and they had and because back then I was concerned about what I look at. They had the coolest shades. Like Smith was like kind of like how Oakley drops these kind of crazy ass glasses. Well, there was Oakley, but they were untouchable and they didn't care about off road. But Smith did. They were in the ski, snowboard, and I was into that stuff. But I was a Smith guy for a long time, and they had a good contingency program as well. Didn't hurt my pocketbook any. So send me a contingency program right now, kind of like Sportsman Cycle. And he's gonna have to watch this show.
I'm gonna make sure.
I might send you home with a set of suspension and drop off there and see if you can get it serviced. Because every one of my KTM's right now is a freaking pogo stick. And I got rally training coming up, and my 500s are in a big world of hurt. So they're all Mexicoed out, just a little. And I don't even ride hoop-de-doos. So. Okay, Jimmy Tyler, I want to say thanks for coming out and helping me do this horrible show. Thanks to Garrett for sending a Roosterendo right now. Remember to send your Roosterendo in because next week I might do this again.
Yeah, we can.
Send me a bottle of tequila. just put, and when you send it, just say it's candy or toys, and it gets to me no problem. I think that's it for Fasst Company, for Climb, for Bulletproof Designs, for Woodworks, my new bike sponsor, race sponsor. Yeah, I mean, last year I got entry fee. I won a pro race. I got third in a pro race. I got third in a pro. So I'm
a national though,
and it's still in a professional motorcycle rider. So I like to thank one of my sponsors, Woodworks. I did my required social media posts. And do you think that I would be the fastest guy in your team?
I think
if we had like lay down like especially
because we're going to do the vet team for sure. You are.
Oh, I don't care about the vet team. I'm talking about the entire team.
I don't know if
because I want to be swinging some big around.
You and Nate would be a pretty good throwdown.
That guy crashes a little bit though.
Sometimes
he has tip-overs. He's getting better.
Kids, no, he's always been.
I'll train him a little bit.
He got landed on in that race. It's not really his fault. Yeah. But,
I'll let some knowledge slip down there.
He listens. If he's on the team. He does listen. But you definitely probably be the fastest guy.
Okay, good, because I know what the other because that's why I waited late in the contract negotiations.
If you're not, we'll tip the stopwatch girl, my daughter, and
Because if we can do that, because I know what those guys are getting in their contracts, and I'm
we'll get.
I want to make sure mine's I want to sure my contract's all fattened up like it needs to be. So might need a new bike. I might bring a new bike to the race that we can all ride.
Okay.
So because sometimes that comes with this. No thanks to Trevor Hunter
testing thing.
Yeah. So Trevor's vet. He's a junior vet.
Yeah,
right?
He's...
We get him on a team, and then that might make us pretty fast.
Oh,
so, okay, no poetry. What other sponsors did I forget already? Seat Concepts. Seat Concepts helps us out. Some stuff here. Achirby's every once in a while. I need to talk to the Achirby's guy. What else we got up here? I can't remember anything else. Husaberg. Hey, if you're not doing anything this Sunday, you can see me at the Ormhoff, the Off-Road Motorsports Hall of Fame. I'll be there telling everybody how fast I used to be, and I'm just warming up for the Gene Woods go-kart experience that I'm probably going to go try to take in. I'm going to try to take my wife down there. I'm going to slam her on the go-kart track. But yeah, the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame is in January, and half-hearted. We're going to end this show with your question: does anyone make an adjustable chain guard so that I can put a larger rear sprocket on my 2025 WR250F? How big of a sprocket are you trying to put on there? And I will tell you, speaking of Achirby's, and I think TM Design Works also has sort of a two-position thing on the.
He means chain guide, right?
Chain guide. Adjustable chain guard. Yeah, chain guide. The slider on the bottom. The chain guard.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, chain. I would call it chain guide. Chain guide, chain guard. Yeah.
Okay.
And
I was thinking the chain guard's on top of something.
And so 53. Wow. You need to change your countershaft sprocket. I'm just saying. But anyways, if he's probably he'll tell me he's running a 12 right now, and then I just have to eat my words. Yeah. And then I'm going to go, where are you riding? And what deep dark woods are you riding that you need that? But the TM Design Works, I believe, and the Achirby's ones have a two-position thing on the tail, so that you can actually switch the whole position and drop the back of the guide down.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm
pretty sure that those two things. So with that, I've used the last half of my brain cell, and with that, we will see you
on the trail, guys.
Yeah. Now the hardest part of the show, I have to figure out how to turn this thing off. Kind of want to turn it off permanently, but I'll make it work here. Okay, see ya.